Yeah. How was everybody weekend? Wrong thing. Can you turn it down? Peppa, you can turn that down. Turn it down, the TV. Ooh, that's hot. God damn it. How are we doing today? Let me see. I'm going to do this. Peppa, can you turn that TV down for me? Thank you. Let me see. Maybe I could do that right there. Maybe I could do that. What's the topic today? I'm not sure. I kind of want to review what we did on Saturday because I thought that was a real interesting conversation that I had with Granville. So good day to you. So that's what I was thinking about doing because I think it was so many different ideas going on with that. So I was thinking about reviewing that topic. It was kind of wild and crazy, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What is it that y'all want to talk about? I also got somebody to send me something. It was very interesting. So I might want to talk about that as well. It was about a woman making $400,000 and her husband making $40,000, and they got married. And she took care of everything. She paid for the wedding, honeymoon, dress, bought him a $70,000 car. So I was thinking about talking about that. And yes, it was a black couple. Because shit, if it was me, I ain't working. Ashton, what's good with you? How you feeling? If it was me, I ain't working. Simple as that. Ooh, I need some rest. Putting too much goddamn work. If it was me, I couldn't do it. Absolutely not. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's not possible. Shit. She making $400K. I don't think I'm working. I don't think I could do it. Absolutely. Sean, I'm just saying. Sean Lovely, I'm just saying. She making $400,000. Ain't no way, Robert M. I'm telling you. I understand. I get it. I'm just saying. My wife started making 400,000, 300,000. I bring it down 100. She started making 300,000 a year. She said, "I ain't going to work no more." You crazy, Robin? Absolutely not. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm sorry. I can't do it. It's not possible at that point in my life. Shit. Crazy? That's a lot of freaking money. I don't know if y'all ever seen it at once, but people act like it's not a lot, but that's some good. That's a good check. That's about what? Like 4,000. It's like 4,200 a week. No, I'm tripping. Huh? It's like 40,000 a month. Yeah, it's like 40,000 a month. Some shit like that. Yeah, like 40,000 a month. Y'all crazy. Y'all tripping. I ain't gonna work with she making 40,000 a month. Y'all tripping. I would absolutely love it. Robert M. start making 40,000 a month. I'm her house husband. Whatever you want, babe. You want me to rub your feet? I'll cook your dinner too. As soon as I get home from work. As soon as you get home from work. Absolutely, men are hypergamous. Absolutely, men are hypergamous. 300K in New York, you will get taxes like 110K. That's still 200 in your pocket. Shit. Mr. Youngblood City, how you feeling? I'm doing well. Thank you. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Alan? Shit. I ain't going to work. Fuck that. Cellulite Podcast, that's 25 a month. No, for 400,000? 400,000 ain't no 25K a month. You tripping. Let me see. Let me calculate now. Shit. 400,000 divided by 52. Yeah, 77,600 a week. Let's see. Times that by 4. Yeah, it's 30,000. 30,400 a month. That's what you be bringing roughly. 30,000 a month. That sounds good. Oh, for 300K. Okay. Yeah. What it do, big dog barking? What it do? Rogue C, how you feeling? If I made that much, I'm dating a millionaire or staying single. No, you're not. What you mean? You better find his ass early. You talking about I'm dating a millionaire. Stop. If you young and you making 300-400K, sorry. You missed it already. Like that's it. You don't have to get you somebody making 40,000. And you got to take it over. And you got to be the breadwinner and still bringing your beautiful femininity at the same time while you're making all that bread. That's right. You making that money does not give you conditional femininity. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. That is true. I believe the lady that got married, she was a surgeon. So I'm pretty sure a lot of her time, she spent a lot of time in the hospital for sure. If my lady making that money, I'm a stay-at-home husband, dad, all that shit. I'm listen. I'm not saying that I agree with House Husbands 2024, but I do agree with House Husbands 2024. 400K? Yeah. That's it. Something to talk about. I don't even understand why I don't get it. Especially if my skill set is only at 40,000. Nah. I'm going to school or something. You're going to pay for my school. You're going to let me learn something so I can figure out how to make some more bread because ain't no way you making 400. What is, nah. I don't know. Just don't make sense. Now, I mean, at that point, you just working to keep busy. I'd rather go say, hey, listen, let me go buy these Mustangs and build engines or something. Ain't no way. Absolutely not. Like, seriously. I don't understand how women would say, I don't know how Robin M is going to say that it's okay for it to be the other way around, that if he's making 400,000, ain't no way she's working. But it's not okay. You don't want your loving husband not to work? Don't you love that man? You married him. Don't you love me? Don't you love all the things I do when you come home? I rub your feet, rub your back, and all that. I don't understand why we be looking at these relationships like we are so upset at the other human being. Don't you love the other person that you with? Why would you want to force bad hardship on the other person that you are with? I do not understand that. Not 1 second. I can't get it. I get cabin fever. I gotta go out with my time. Ain't nothing wrong with that neither. However, you know what they say. I heard this plenty of times that a bored married woman is the quickest woman to cheat. So that's another problem too. So now if I'm making 400,000, I gotta make sure you doing things that you ain't bored at home because I ain't gonna be home making all this money being a surgeon. So now I gotta keep you busy. I gotta put like 10 kids in you. It's ridiculous. One of my old neighbors make more than 400K. Her husband did general contractor work. I doubt he made close to what she made. She crazy. But then again, we don't know how much money he was pushing out. Like a lot of times you could be a high earning contractor. It doesn't mean that you're keeping all that money. So, and plus the taxes be crazy. Trust me, I know. I currently manifested becoming a housewife. Robert M., what is considered retiring young? What's your idea of retiring young? What age is young? I mean, I guess it depends on your housewife. It's a lot of stuff to be busy with, and it just depends on your schedule. It depends on what you got. I think all human beings need to be busy, to be honest. Once human beings stop being active, they trying to they get idle. It is not good for human beings to do it. It doesn't matter if it's a male or female. It just you just can't get lazy. Simple as that. When you get bored, the devil starts to linger in your mind and you start doing some weird things, and that could open up the door for some strange things. Under 35, Robin M., hey, you're gonna have to have a really determined human being with you. But it's possible. But just know that he is a 1% man that you are talking about. Maybe not 1%. Maybe at least he's the top 10% of the men in America, and that doesn't matter what race. Now, if you want to just strictly have a race to it, that's going to lessen that pool ridiculously. If you want to put some height requirements with it, makes the pool even smaller. So that's the only thing. Young blood, it's crazy that we want to retire young, but Warren Buffett, 93, still working as one of the richest men ever. That is true, right? He is working. However, his kind of work is not what we consider work. Yes, he's working. He's not going to retire. He's going to work until he die. But most people don't look at what he's doing as work. When people saying work, they're talking about working for somebody. He's working for himself. People that start their own business and work for themselves, they kind of don't really view it as work as the way how we view it as work. Working for yourself and working for somebody else is two different views, in my opinion. You can pass me the water, please. Thank you. I'm thirsty. So that's the difference with that, with the Warren Buffett thing. So yeah, he's still working, but he worked for his damn self, and he make a lot of money. So he don't really have no cares like that. He just want to do good business, So that's the difference with that. Thank you, beautiful, my beautiful retired wife. Did I retire you at 35? I think so, right? Oh yeah, so it was a few years ago. Oh yeah, so Robin M., you must love me. I retired to way before 35 from the work world, but because I'm living proof that it's possible. That's why. Because they would tell people like Robin M., this man doesn't exist. He cannot come from. I came from nothing. I was damn near. You might as well call me. Well, technically, you call me a goddamn bum. It's only making $8 an hour. That's what y'all would call that type of human being. When I met this lovely woman that I told I was going to get it popping, and I did it. He's working on how he can keep as much money in his pocket. So that's the thing. But Robin M., you have to change your mindset because it's not easy. You have to find somebody that you have to grind with. In my opinion, that's the easiest way. If you want to find an already made man, I think that might be a little bit more difficult. Helping a man build that thing up, I think it's more possible, to be honest with you. Finding somebody with a real plan and somebody that is following his own plan and he's doing the steps to get to where he's trying to go, I think that's what you really need to find. To be honest, instead of finding an already made man, I should be able to retire when I'm 50. All my kids will be 18 or older, and my wife should make enough for us to live by then. Damn, so that's what's up. Being retired at 50 is an awesome thing. Shit. As long as you keep your goddamn health and wealth, Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you can do it. Absolutely, it's possible. Absolutely, it's possible. But let me read down the storyline of what happened. Let me find it. I gotta find the story first. So let's read this. So here is the story, and I would like to know. I could support him, build him though. I get you. I would say support rather than build. I apologize for the word build because we are strong on words here. So we're gonna say support, not build. Build is maybe a negative word. So we're gonna go with support only. So here's the story. She's a surgeon making $400,000 a year, and he's a manager of a shoe retail. I got you in a few seconds. World class. I see what's going on with that. And a few retail store making $44,000. The storyline behind this marriage was quite impressive. As the wife, she paid for the wedding, she paid for the honeymoon, she moved her husband into her home, and bought him a $70,000 Lexus. Meanwhile, her circle friends ridiculed her for all of this. Is she foolish or genuinely in love? What up, Hood? What are your thoughts? Is she genuinely in love or is she foolish? Or is she just dickmatized? Did he put it on her so badly that she said, I'm going to sponsor all this? She paid for her own wedding, robbing him. She paid for her own honeymoon, robbing him. Moved him into her house, robbing him. And bought him a $70,000 car. That sounds like a good woman to me. Excellent woman. Absolutely great woman. Now, which one of you ladies are willing to do that for your man that you love so much that y'all talking about? Which one of you ladies are willing to do that for your man, your boyfriend? If you're making $400,000, are you willing to do all these things for him? Because don't forget, you love him. You want him to be the best he can be. So why not? Robin M. So are men desperate if they was to do it? So if she is desperate because she's doing all these things because he was a great man, because just because he is great doesn't mean that he know how to make money. Those two things are not necessarily go hand in hand all the time. So is a man desperate if he take care of a woman that he doesn't have children with? That's the question. So it's one thing if they have children, they plan on having children. Let's say these two people do not have any kids. So a man say, "Hey, baby, come here, move into my house. I'm gonna buy you the $70,000 car, and I'm gonna take care of you financially. You don't got to worry about nothing." Is that man considered desperate? Huh, Robin? Is that man desperate? I'm curious. I would love if Robin M hit the link one day and just talk. I would love to hear her voice. So this is why I don't have to imagine what her voice sounds like anymore. So please explain to me, Robin M, is that man desperate at this point? Now all the ladies are quiet. Crickets. No, a man's sole responsibility is to provide. Women to provide. Okay, women are hypergamous by nature. Men are providers. Yes, men are providers. It then necessarily means that we had to provide money. We provide a plethora of things other than finances. We provide protection. We provide spirituality. We provide leadership. We provide all these other things, just to name a few. But for some reason, y'all look at providing only as financial. Because not only if you was with that man and he's making all that money, but he didn't do all the other things that a man is deemed as a great man to you, you would not think that man is a good man. So times has changed, Robin M. I believe times has changed. I'm sorry, but if you making 400,000 because of whatever reason, Hey, PhD, but it is simple. I could give you GPS directions. I could provide you straight directions to the bank. That's how we gonna do it. I'm gonna drive you. Hey, come here. I'm gonna take you everywhere you go. That's all I'm saying, PhD. I'm gonna get in the car. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna drive you in the car that you bought me for 70,000. Let me show you how good this car. Let me show you how much I've been taking care of this car, baby girl. Ooh, I love that sound, girl. And I'm gonna drive you straight to the bank. Provisions is mainly based on finances. No, it is not. Provision only means something that you supply. So you can supply a plethora of things. Keisha M, Miss Jill, how y'all feeling? You know, you can provide a plethora of things. You can supply things other than finances. You know what I'm saying? I could bring you joy into your life. I can make you smile. I can make you laugh. Oh, man. PSD say, absolutely not. When you provide for a woman, that's when you get the most out of her. Yikes. And this is what, but you know, like, I get that. I understand that 100%, right? However, when y'all say it and I read it out loud, y'all make it sound very close to selling yourselves. And that is kind of an issue as well, though. You understand? Like, so we got to have a balance in the conversation. And I think in this day and age, we got to start changing. We got to have a different kind of balance is the issue. Because if we talking about that lady that's making 400,000 and her man is making 40,000, that's an extreme case. It's not going to happen that often. And clearly women are not with it. Most of y'all women would tell that woman, ain't no way. He only made $40,000. Ain't no way he's a good man. Because he needs to lead you to the bank as well. Even though she's making an egregious amount of money, most human beings in the world are not making that kind of money. You can't buy food and shelter with So, and then that's where I think it gets a little strange nowadays because we know how difficult it is to make $250,000. Well, at least I know how difficult it is to make $250,000. You gotta put in a lot of work. You see my eyes? You gotta put in a lot of work. You have to work very hard to get that kind of money. And most people, it's not that there is a lack of hard work that they are doing. A lot of men are out there working hard, grinding, and doing everything that they need to do. But just working hard doesn't mean you're going to get the finances behind it. Because then now you got to also work hard, but also build a skill set that's going to bring in some decent amount of money or have the ability to bring in an egregious amount of money. And that's where the trick lies. And it ain't that many professors out there that's wanted for men to do that, or women as well. It's not a bunch of women out there like PhD that's getting to the goddamn bag like that. We know that for a fact. We know that's the truth. So when we talk about the average, we got to be a little bit more realistic. So it's not going to be a bunch of men finding this $400,000 surgeon that's willing to do all these things, and it's not going to be a bunch of $400,000 men that's willing to retire Robin M before she's 35. And so now we got to really understand that. So that means men and women need to work together. And they have to build each other and see who can be the one that's going to take the financial rocket straight up. And that's the person that either it's her or him. We got to make a plan together. Say, hey, you have a better opportunity to make this money. Otis who, what it do? So he says, in a good marriage on the outside looking in, you would never know who making the most money. In a good marriage, you never know who's making the most money. I guess not. If it's all in one pot. From the outside looking in, so, I guess. You said it correct the first time. Won't, not want. I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I guess from the outside looking in, but within a marriage, a lot of people will start to feel a certain way. A lot of people can feel the same way. So, like, yeah, from the outside looking in, nobody's gonna really know. It's one pot. We got one credit card. Everybody got the same cards. Me and my wife got all the cards that I have. She has. So who knows? It doesn't matter. I could forget my card and she could pay it today. It's the same. It's coming out the same bank regardless. It's coming out the same spot regardless. It doesn't matter. She paid or I pay it. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I agree with that. But now, optics-wise, people will start looking at things strange. After a while, people will start to pay attention and say, oh, as we have the conversation, and I go and say, hey, man, say like, hey, man, y'all doing real good. This is a really nice car. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a manager at the shoe store down the block. Excuse me? Your car costs more than your salary. How did you do that? And then he was like, and then they be like, oh, wow. Are you married? Yes. Oh, what do your wife do? She's a surgeon. Oops. Now everybody knows. Everybody knows that she's making more money than you now. So that would be the issue, right? So people will absolutely know by just your occupation, by just having a couple of questions, easy, harmless questions. They would easily find out that he is not the breadwinner of this family. And people might look at you a little strange. What up, Down Long? How you feeling? You feel what I'm saying? Harmonic universe. Good day. Good to see you. So that's when things can get a little strange. And that's when the ego can get involved. Robert M. But we all see either other in most of the same spots. Okay. So do you have too much time on your hands? I'm gonna leave y'all two out and let y'all argue in the chat. I gotta fix something. So let's go to let's do this. Put that right there. So what are your thoughts on that? So where was I? God damn it. Bring me back around. Bring me back around to the topic. So I think men and women, we got to change our ideology of what this whole provision thing is. It has to change. It has to change. Chicago Rilla, what it do? Good day. Good to see you. It has to change because this ideology that all men can take care of their wife it's inflated because the way how it's going to actually work in the average is that most women are going to have to shop in Kohl's and Walmart and Target for your clothes. You're going to have to make the best of it if you really want to be a housewife to the average man. You are not going to be having Balenciaga and all this other shit. None of this luxury name brand. That was never meant for the average human being. It was never meant for the girls. When I was young, we had no idea what a goddamn Gucci and a Louis was. We was like, the most expensive thing we had was Moschino, goddammit. When I was young, growing up in the hood, if you had some Moschino, you was fly. You had a pair of goddamn the young ladies, if you had a pair of Coach shoes, you was lit. If we was dating back when I was young, if I bought you some Coach shoes and I took you to Red Lobster, forget it. I'm the man, and that's crazy. I was the man. Everybody like, oh my God, he is the best man in the world. He took you to Red Lobster? Forget about it. If you took her to Cheesecake Factory back in the days, first of all, you had to know where the Cheesecake Factory was at. That's number one. And number two, you had to have a car to go to a Cheesecake Factory back in the days. So if you was able to take her to Cheesecake Factory and you have some diesel sneakers on, look like you about to go bowling, you bought her some Coach shoes, telling you, you was a man. Y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping. Y'all don't understand. It was all good back then. Cheesecake Factory was fine dining. Absolutely. 100%. Red Lobster, Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory, fine dining. And Applebee's was on the weekday. You go get your little 2 for $20. Get you a Long Island iced tea. You're crazy. But that was the thing. So back then it was okay. I could buy a girl some Coach shoes and it was all right. We could buy a little, we going out to the club, I buy you an iceberg sweater. You have one iceberg sweater, you have one Coogee sweater. You didn't have to have it every single fucking day. Most of our clothes was very cheap. Windbreaker outfits, white t-shirts. The only time when you got really dressed is when you was going out to a club. That was it. LOL. Just want to point out Sharon is currently on the men's side. But for how long? I'm always on the human side. What are y'all talking about? I gotta stop painting these narratives. I'm on either side of the coin. It doesn't matter. I'm on the human side of things. I'm just living reality. The needle's not really swayed to either side that's doing the wrong shit. Both sides is doing wrong things, man. It is what it is. That's just what it is. It happens often. All I'm saying is a lot of we started watching these goddamn I blame Flavor Flav. It is all Flavor Flav's fault. When he started having his dating show and he was making up the show was giving these people these creative and ridiculous dates that the man that was actually on the TV show, he cannot afford these dates. Discus shirts. Oh my God. People don't even know what a Discus name brand is. Oh shit. Discus. Damn. That's old school right there. We showing our age now for sure. So when we start watching these reality shows and we seen Flavor Flav taking people out on these extravagant dates with horse rides and these goddamn picnics on the beach and all this. Nah, that's not realistic. Why is Sharon talking like he's 50? I damn near. You're a junior grandpa, not a super senior. Oh, thank you, Natasha. And so, but that's the thing. In this day and age, they're gonna have to change their mindset and what is really acceptable for the average human being. This man got to pay $300,000 is ridiculous. You want a scammer. You have to figure out if you want to be in a scammer life and you got to worry about him going to jail and you got to have some bail money and the lawyer money on retainer. If you are, then you got to have some steps to that. So let me give you some advice, ladies. If you want to date a scammer, you need to tell your scamming boyfriend that he needs to wear white underwear and white t-shirts all the time. Because if not, when you would get locked up, if you wear underwear or t-shirts, any different color, they take it away from you because of gang activities within the jail. And so once if you doing illegal stuff and you out there scamming and your ass get caught and you got some colorful t-shirts, some colorful underwear, even black, you're gonna be literally assed out in the jail. And you're gonna be cold. Unlikely what it do. So that's all I'm saying, because clearly y'all don't want the natural, regular, average man. Y'all want the scammer. Y'all want the scammer. So if you're gonna date a scammer, you want to date the person that's gonna most likely get locked up in a few years, then you need to say, hey, babe, you need to wear only white underwear. Only. Because your ass is gonna be freezing in jail. You're gonna be assed out. Nobody want to be assed out in jail. Most of y'all don't know that. I don't know why. Can you grow people? Stop acting like y'all are teens. You are a senior citizen. It's not cute. What up, Flora? However, but this is all I'm saying. So like average people used to have average houses. Houses wasn't so freaking big. No, we had three bedroom houses one toilet, maybe two, because one was in the basement, and then you turn the basement into when the older kid, he got so old he wasn't supposed to live in the house anymore, so you put him in the basement. That's what happens. That's what used to happen. Now everybody got to be, 5-bedroom mansions. We both have the top of the line cars. She doesn't work ever. All she do is look pretty and go to where she's going. So we also got to look at it like this. All these reality shows that y'all watching, these wives, they getting these gowns and they getting all these shoes and these bags and they going places. Average human beings are not going to all these galas because average human beings don't have the money to spend to donate to all these galas. So we need to put things in perspective. It's way too inflated. Otis, he says, I know women are not this delusional. You can actually believe that men are making $100,000 a year on average. Why they can't? They see the look. So the problem is that yes, they don't see it as the money amount, but they see what they see. So they have the young boy. He driving an M4. He got like $4,000 worth of clothes on. He got the jewelry on. He's popping bottles because he's scamming. He ain't earning under this money. So illusion-wise, it looks like a lot of people are getting it. That's what it looks like. It is an illusion. And it makes the young people be delusional. That is the issue. It's making young men be delusional as well. Because these young men could scam their way into 100,000 real quick. Maybe even 200,000. They could scam their way right into it because they're young, they don't care. Reckless. However, they don't have to spend all that money or have no money when they come out, when they do their 5 years. That is the real issue. And people are getting brainwashed to seeing all these material things, the car, the clothes, the money that they show on the grams and all these things. But most of the time, it's these young people that are still living at home, number one. Most of these people are not living on their own because they're not really actually earning any money. They're just out here scamming. And that's what I'm just saying. You young ladies that want to have this build demand or this man that's already making this egregious amount of money at a young age, 35, because Robin M wants to be retired at 35. And most of the time, human beings are dating within the age range. Robin M, let me ask first. Are you willing to date 7 years your senior, or he has to be within your age range? Some of them aren't scamming. They are crypto savvy or have a side hustle. We got to give them credit where it's due. So what percentage would you say is doing everything on the up and up, Natasha? That is the real questions. You could do up to early 40s. Okay, so 35 and 40, I guess 5 years is good, maybe. But here's the percentage of these young people making this kind of money is not on a big scale. It is not. And so therefore, these women, they got to understand that, like, maybe you don't have to shop at the outlet, coach. You have to get some things on discount. You're not going to be able to get everything that's within season. Because when you start shopping at a certain thing and you start having a personal shopper, you'll know what is in season, what is out of season. Because the time they call you and try to get you to spend money. I only know my 19-year-old. So shout out to my baby. Yeah, because I got some nephews that they're young and they made a lot of money. A lot of money. They made everything that Robin M is looking for. My nephews are that. They make an egregious amount of money. But at the same time, their problem is the opposite of the females a problem. So we got the young ladies out there saying how it ain't no good men out there that's making money, that's willing to do all the right things. And guess what? If I talk to them, they would tell me the same exact thing the opposite way. They would tell me these young ladies is no good young ladies out there. They do not want to settle down and be in a long-lasting relationship where we are not just spending money 24/7, and they do not want to be housewives yet. So it is a problem. It's a problem that the good young men and the good young women, they have a problem meeting each other. They have no idea where each other at. That is the real issue that I'm seeing. So we have the young men that Natasha's talking about that's doing very well. It's making 70,000 and up. I was just talking to a young man last night. He's 20. He was 26, and he's making 73,000 at 26. It's pretty fucking good. He's a minority. He's making 73,000 at 26. However, he is living in New York, so he still feel like he's not doing well, which is crazy. He's 26 making $73,000 a year. That is really well. It's phenomenal. But however, we'll have people thinking that they are not doing good where he's doing way over the average. Granted, he's in New York, so it's still a little difficult because he wanna be selfish and live on his own. So that's going to be a little difficult in New York City. A studio apartment is probably like $3,000. It's a big chunk. However, this young man that's making $73,000, which is in the 10% of men in America. He doesn't seem like he doesn't feel as if he's making enough money to go and holler at women and take care of her and start a family. Easy Money Jones, 73K in NYC is poverty? Ain't no way. What does that mean? Are you saying that he's living in poverty at 26 years old, making 73,000? Or are you saying 73,000 ain't no way that's poverty? I want to make sure I'm clear with what you are saying. And no disrespect, but your two nephews probably not looking for a woman like Robin M. I'm just saying. Truth is like, you said it 2 days ago. People don't want marriage, but seem fun. That's why most people who are married will be divorced soon. And people that are single will never be married. They're going to nursing homes. Yikes. Yeah, I think 73K is good if you are 26 years old with no children. Yes, I think 73,000 is fine. He's 26. I think that's the part that we are missing. 73,000 at 26 years old is really good. And if y'all don't believe that, then I don't know what to say. Because he just won't be able to live in New York City. He'll have to live in Queens or Brooklyn or Yonkers or the Bronx. And so I think that's the problem. Way too many young people are looking at it. We do not, at 26, it wasn't a lot of us at 26, at least when I was growing up, it wasn't a lot of us at 26 making those 73,000. I tell you that. And we got to stop, we got to pay attention to how we talk it, because we are making it very difficult for young people to get with each other. Because if he's making 73,000, and according to these women out here, the stats show that women are making around 30,000, so they are making 100,000 together. You could make that work as a young couple, y'all both 20s, 26. And that also shows that if he's at 26 making 73,000, that he's in a career where he has a high trajectory. So now you need to get with a man that's making 73,000 at 26, and you keep building life into him, because when he walks through that door, you either breed him with life or a knife. We had this conversation. So now when you breathe a life into him and he having peace when he comes in the house, hey, we got to get to this point. How are we going to get to that extra 30,000 so you don't need my 30,000? So when you are making 120 on your own within the next 4 years, because he's only 26. So by the time you're 30, you're making 120,000. You are in a job where you make 110,000, but you get a 10% bonus at the end of the year. So now that's really well. This is the issue that we got to start having. These are the conversations that we have to start having with the young people. 70,000 is not bad as a young man. It's really fucking good. And you gotta keep on striving to go forward. And you need to find women that's willing to deal with that and say, yes, this is a good fucking solid young man. LOL, Sharon, NYC isn't only Manhattan, but the young man I was talking to last night, Sway, he wants to live in NYC. That was the issue that we was having when me and him having a conversation. I'm like, hey, listen, you making 70,000 at 26 is phenomenal. However, making 70,000 and try to find somewhere to live in NYC is going to be different. You have to live way uptown. You have to live in like in the 80s somewhere. If you want to be in Manhattan, if you want to stay within Manhattan, you have to live all the way uptown in Harlem somewhere, possibly, damn near the Bronx. So Rogue C says, would he be breathing life into her as well? Absolutely. Him making that kind of money and keep building forward and not bringing that stress. So because young men like him that's in that great position, they need to have mentors that say, hey, you are on the right path. You're on the right track. Don't allow things to get so stressful. When you hear people saying, oh, you're not making 100,000, that you ain't shit. No, you 26. Most people at 26 is not making 70,000. Most people at 26 is making 30,000. If that working at Foot Locker, they are retail managers. He don't have no children. So 73,000 by yourself is really good. It does include Brooklyn. But shit, the way how Brooklyn prices now and the size of the apartments in Brooklyn might as well be Manhattan. It's ridiculous, actually. Some of these new apartment buildings is disgusting. It's disgusting. Brooklyn got disgusting. I said 40-year-olds making 74K is poverty. Okay, that's an argument that you might have, but it's not true. 70K as a single man, whether you're 40 or 26, you're still doing pretty well. It's not when you start bringing children and how much you want to date and how you ladies don't like Cheesecake Factory. That's when a problem occurs. Because if you're making 40,000 and he's making 70,000 and y'all come together, y'all should be pretty solid. It's the fact that when you're trying to live like the Joneses and you're trying to keep up with the men in NYC, because 1 out of every 10 human beings you walk past in NYC is a millionaire. And that's where the inflation comes, when y'all think that this is what it is. And it's not. That's the issue. Y'all ladies all want goddamn millionaires. It ain't that many. Unless you try to move to NYC, you go to order. Just for y'all ladies, just give you another example. For the ladies that do want millionaires, you do need to go to Manhattan and you need to hang out with a millionaires hangout. So that means you got to hang around in the financial district around 12 p.m. in the afternoon when they go for lunch. You need to have a certain kind of dress. You need to be able to speak a certain type of way. You need to sit at a goddamn bar with a goddamn book and a salad, and you wait for a man to holler at you. But it's still going to cost you money because you're going to have to be there every single day at these different type of spots. It's still going to be very expensive for you while you're trying to find and catch this man and reel him in. And then you're going to have to go to the after hour spots and do the same thing again. So you're going to have to look a certain way. You're going to have to talk a certain way for you to even be eligible for this man to come up and talk to you and holler at you at the age of 20-some years old, where he's making 400,000 in the financial world. And most of you ladies are not willing to do that. You are not willing to be the bait. You think that you are going to find this man just by walking through life. No, it doesn't happen that way. You're going to have to be in the areas that they are at. So all these rich men that you are looking for, they hang out at certain places. They do not just go to Applebee's. Agreed. So what are you doing to make yourself available? It ain't going to be no goddamn millionaire matchmaker website. I tell you that. Absolutely. Miss not for everyone. You're going to have to put the bait out there for yourself. You're going to have to make yourself available, put yourself in certain social circles where these men are available and single. So that means you got to do it young and catch them when they're young. So what do these young people do? They go to certain restaurants at 12 p.m. at lunchtime. And then they go after work, 6 p.m. to after hours and happy hour and go drink with their homies. You'll have to be by yourself or maybe with one other homegirl that looks just as good as you. They have the same intentions. Yes, going to get a certain type of man, you're going to have to be bait and reel him in. Your dress is the bait. Your femininity is the bait. It ain't just a man coming up to you and talking to you. You got to make yourself available. When you see him, you smile at him. Don't have a mean fucking mug. No, we do not want women to be thirsty. We want women to be realistic for what they want. If you want a certain type of human being, you got to make yourself available for that certain type of human being. That's as simple as that. Y'all don't want to hear the truth, but that is the truth. You got to make yourself available for those type of human beings. You are not, how else? So ladies that think that I'm off. So in this conversation, the ladies think that I'm off. So how is it that you are going to find a man that's making $300,000? You think that he's just going to walk up and find you? Is that what this is how you think it works? Because I hope you don't believe these men when they say that you could just be working at Carvel as long as you look cute and you got a nice butt that a $300,000 man's going to just snatch you up. He's going to scoop you up while you scooping up ice cream. That does not happen. I don't know what kind of Cinderella story you are watching. Ain't no man making $300,000 is going to scoop you up while you are scooping up ice cream. It does not happen like that. That's why other people say you have to have a ring before spring. You go and date with intentions while you are in college. Yes, you got to date with intentions if you want this type of man. I don't know why y'all think that this happens on accident. Y'all are crazy if y'all think so. And yes, I'm going to tell my daughters, and I have told my daughters, dealing with a certain type of man, making certain kind of money, he looks for women in certain places. He's not walking down a block just hollering at women. You know who the men that just walk down a block and holler at women? I can tell you because I know them. I met them. I hung out with them. It's only a certain type of men that just walk down the street and say, hey, yo, ma. There's a certain type of men that got so much swag that they're just pulling women left and right walking down the street. If you think men that's making $300,000 a year that put themselves in certain circles that and other men are making $300,000 a year, you think they're just walking down the street hollering at women just because they look good walking down the street, you lost your mind. You absolutely lost your mind. So if I'm going to put this clear, you might not like it. It is all good. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just giving you advice. I should charge y'all for this goddamn advice. I'm tripping. Y'all don't want to hear it anyway. Y'all think y'all should supposed to just look good, walk down the street, put some dress on with some Reeboks on. Some 50, what is it called? 5411s? That's what you think. You think you're going to walk down the street with 5411s with your hair in a ponytail, some eyelashes, and that's just going to attract a $400,000 man. No. Absolutely not. Lux, yes. That's what they dress like. 5411s and a goddamn jersey dress looking like Maya from with the North Carolinas. With the North Carolina dress. I don't know why y'all think it's like that. It doesn't. So this is why we got to rebel against remedial rhetoric, because it's way too often that people are telling you that these men, they just walk down the street and they just see a cute looking girl and they just cannot control themselves. No, men that are making this kind of money from young, they do have some kind of self-control. That's how they got into the world of social circles, and they make this kind of money and they can hold conversations. They got to have some level of self-control. You have to. So y'all are saying I'm off. I want to see how far off I am. So if anybody disagree with it, any lady or male disagree with what I'm saying, please hit the link. Please, I beg you. Tell me where I'm off at. If you want a man of certain caliber, you're going to have to change who you are so you could be of a certain caliber of a woman as well. I got you down long. Yes, you are more than welcome to come up and tell me your side. Tell me where I'm off at, Mr. Daryl Long. He said he's gonna say. He said, I'm gonna send my $1. God damn it. That's right. I appreciate you. That's right. And y'all all could send me. We got 100 people watching. It would be lovely if we could crowdfund this thing. And we all send one single dollar bill, 99-cent super chats, 99-cent cash apps. It's all good. It is all welcome. Don't feel so bad. Yes, Nay. Yes, Nay. Send my single dollar bill. God damn it. Stop playing with me. It's all good. Let's show love. We got to crowdfund each other. If y'all want to send $2, that'd be good. We got 103 people watching. Let's all send $2 bills up in the air. That would be much appreciated. That would be largely appreciated. Stop playing with me. Where we at with the goddamn likes? Can we get another 70 likes? That would be lovely as well. That would be lovely as well. You understand? Let's get together. Let's crowdfund this shit together. That's how we keep building great content. Shout out to my man Daryl Long. He said, I got you bandits. He said, I send a cash out because it's better than any super chat. Because they don't take out 30%. Shout out to the Sip God. I appreciate you, my brother. Let me make sure. You know, he sent me a $10 cash app. Thank you. I really appreciate that, my brother.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey,
hey. Shout out. Welcome to the show, the Trigger Mike Show, and Ashton, the Black Ranger. What it do, fellas? How y'all feeling today?
What's going on? Good morning. Good morning.
Get it like you.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Also, I want to welcome to the show the Supreme Goddess. She is always on my side. I know she's going to say, yes, Sharon. The 73,000 is enough.
Hey, PA Diva.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, Ashton, where you been?
I told you I've been getting my own little show ready.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats.
That's awesome.
You ready to work nice again over there?
Yeah. So, PA Steve, I want to start with you.
Yes,
because I think you on my side. Do women not need to understand that they're going to have to move and act a certain way if they want to be attractive to men of a certain caliber and know what places they hang out, how they speak? I got you, how they speak, how they dress, how they talk, how they communicate. Do women need to learn how to do these things to strive and thrive in this dating market of this 300,000 years?
I don't know. Just because I'm thinking, so you have especially I'm thinking about Black people. We have maybe 2 different communities of, high earners. So we have the athletes, the ball players, the entertainment people, and now social media people in one bucket. But then you would have the people, the programmers or, tech people, that type of thing, a doctor who would be in another bucket. But I don't think that your approach would be the same to attract demand from those 2 different environments, right?
Great
and
point.
So with the professional high earner, I think a lot of those women are going to be in those environments because they are those same type of people, right? And so in that case, you don't really have to do a lot of tailoring. You're just naturally around those men, and so it's likely that somebody will be attracted to you. But if you're targeting an athlete or something like that, then yeah, you probably are going to have to spend a lot more time trying to target exactly what they seem to like.
Absolutely. 100% I agree with that. Also, I believe each profession, this is something that needs to be spoken about as well. If you want a certain profession, you want a lawyer, you need to find out where the lawyers hang out at. where they go eat lunch at, and where do they go for happy hour. Same thing with the doctors and the finance people, so on and so forth. If you want to be around those people, you need to look a certain way. You need to find out what they are attracted to, and you need to go be that attraction. Trigger Mike Show, what is do? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I guess that was partly what I was going to say. These people tend to find each other anyway, for the most part. So that part is very true. You know, doctors are usually married. That's why I really don't like that saying when it's like, oh, we could pick up a girl in a donut shop. A doctor ain't married to no girl that work in a donut shop. You see what I'm saying? So they're usually married to other intellectual women they met in college, you know, other licensed professionals, so on and so forth. But yeah, other than that, as far as we all, and it's not just women, I think, why would it be easy to get somebody that everybody wants? If there's a competent man, right? That's what women seem to value. If a man is competent, he's going to be highly sought after. It won't be easy to get that kind of dude, right? Usually it's easier to get him when he's really romantic, which is when he's young. You know, because once he realizes he the shit, oh yeah, it's harder to get that.
Well, you know, so the thing is that a lot of these women, they say these men think they the shit, but they really just a fart.
Yeah, some men are the shit. It's easy for us to know who isn't the shit and who's.
And speaking of the men that are just a fart, Ashton, what's your thoughts on this topic right now?
Don't let him do you like that, Ashton.
I'm finna get on his ass. But nah, I mean, for the women that think they don't have to change and they see these type of men like every day or I mean, that's cool. But the thing about it is, are they gonna keep you? It's the difference between them you actually having sex with them and them actually wanting to be with you. So I think they need to get that figured out and separated first.
Okay. So Ashton, do you think that so you being a young man in this world, right? Do you look at women that are the women that they dress more conservative, they dress more like so-called high class, whatever that ideology of what a high class woman looks like? Is that something that you're attracted to, or something that you take yourself away from because you look at her as like, she's going to be boring? What is your thoughts?
I mean, to be honest, the women that are high class, they damn near dress like the hoes these days on the weekend. So I mean, you just gotta hopefully catch them on the weekday. Cause on the weekend they definitely dressing like hoes. They stay too close to the hoes.
So you can't tell who is who. So both parties.
Can't.
So both parties are actually saying this. So the men are saying they can't tell who is who, and the women are also saying they can't tell who is who. They can't tell the pookies from the goddamn lawyers because the lawyers is acting like goddamn pookies as well. So they cannot tell the difference. They want the same type of woman that the scammer wants. Yeah, I'll take some of that. Sim God, what are your thoughts on the topic at hand? Do women need to, if they want a high earning man, do they need to change who they are so they can attract this high earning man?
Absolutely not.
Woo!
Why would women need to change who they are and how they moving to get a high value man when women been getting high value men for years? So I mean, and they don't have to marry those men or behave in a certain type of way. Look at Marilyn Monroe, right? Beautiful, unmarried, and she was allegedly messing with one of the most powerful men in the country, who was married to one of the most powerful women in the country at the time, being Jackie Kennedy. So, you know, it all depends on if they want to get married and actually stay with that person. But to just pull a high value man and to get him and to use him, no. I think women should do what they have been doing, and just getting money out of men and using men until they done with it.
God damn. So, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Marilyn Monroe, she did do what she had to do to be attracted by those type of men. She made sure she had the personality. She was born with the looks, but she also made sure herself that she was very seductive. She wore dresses. She was flirtatious. She was bubbly. She made sure she was attractive to the type of men like Kennedy and so on and so forth. All these high figured human beings.
And his
So that's
brother.
all I'm saying is that these women, they need to do the same thing as well. If you want a certain type of man, you need to find out what they are attracted to and see if you could fit in that mold of what the majority of those minority men are into. Do you agree with that part?
I do think you might be somewhat right on that.
Mm.
You might be somewhat right on that. I just think that when I look at women like Lizzo, when I look at women like Jill Scott, Marsha Ambrosius, they was all able to pull high value millionaires without having to lose weight or just change themselves. So I'm just wondering,
Who the
maybe
hell Lizzo
we gotta
pull?
find the right person.
Boy,
That's
you
all.
beat me to it, Ashton. What the? Who did Lizzo?
Who the hell Lizzo pull? It showed one Captain America.
No, Lizzo, like it's like she said, her man was on the Minnesota Vikings. He's an NFL player. So I mean, I don't know how rich they be, but because I know they got these bullshit contracts in the NFL, but he's a millionaire.
What?
She had
Where
so
the fuck you get?
what Dara is speaking to is that she did have a band and he played for a football team.
He was a DT, right? That's a defensive tackle. Is that what that is?
So he was at least a 300,000, 400,000 a year person. At least the bare minimum.
What's his name, Sharon? Because I just heard that in the
Hold
song.
on, Ashton. So it doesn't matter if we know him or not. The fact is that he played for the NFL, and we could assume that he made at least 500,000 as a defensive tackle playing for an NFL team.
Yeah, no dude. I'm
Sharon, she just said that in a song.
None of the Minnesota
I'm saying
Vikings.
let's address what I'm saying. Just address the point that if he's playing for the NFL, most likely he's making at least 300 to 500,000.
I think league minimum is like 400 something. Yeah.
Like 400, right? Yeah. So we could say he at least making 400,000. That is that's a real good solid income for, especially for somebody that's only working what?
Oh no, it's 700,000 now.
So that's somebody that's working about what
750. Yep.
7 months out the year.
And the last person that Lizzo dated, Sharon, was a comedian. His name is Mike Wright. MYKE. You can look him up. He's from New York or whatever. They say he's worth about 1.5 million right now.
So therefore, it shows that she put herself in a position where she can be attracted by these type of men, these entertainer type men that could earn certain type of checks. So this is what I'm talking about. That if you are a woman looking to gain a man that makes a certain type of money, or what if it's entertainment, whether it's a lawyer, a doctor, etc., just like P has even said, each type of man that you want that's in these high earner spots, you need to market yourself in a different type of way for each type of man. GBGville, what's your thoughts?
People are gonna get what they get. They get what they can get their hands on. They're gonna get that. It's that simple.
Damn, that was real easy. I'm surprised you were so quick and concise. I appreciate you, GBGville. I seriously do. I love it when you have real honest conversations. I really appreciate you when you do that. To be honest,
He sounds like a dad. That's how dads talk.
No, but I'm serious, like, because he is, man. On Saturday, me and him had a really great conversation. Like, I mean, it was really good. It was very interactive. It was both sides of the view of how we looked at things. It was really, really good and entertaining. I really appreciate GBG whenever we have conversations. It'd be great.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Flora showing some love. Thank you, Flora, with the 199. We also have Otis Who Podcast.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
I don't like you all the time. I appreciate you. Shout out to Garrett with the 20 ball. He says for support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. And we also have Big Mufasa. PA's Diva Bandit. Clean my box Chevy for y'all.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
And shout out to my anonymous Cash app. Thank you. That's how you say, yeah, Cash. Yes. for the support of the Simp Nation. Shout out to you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. It is awesome. Thank you. Go ahead. Brownsville, New York. What's your thoughts?
Yo, peace and love. Cause can you
Damn.
hear me?
Yes, I believe so. Maybe. Maybe not.
You can hear me? Am I good?
I can hear you now.
All right, I'm gonna come back.
I can hear you
me
now.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. We're good now. Nope. Yeah, you have to leave and come back.
Peace and love to you, man. Peace and love to the queen. You can't hear me?
Yeah, it's going in and out, but it seems like it's good now.
Sharon, tell him restart his phone.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. Is that I believe on what PhD was saying is that each man that you are trying to attract, you have to have a different strategy to go and get that man. Yes. So women are gonna have to start looking at it as that you cannot just walk outside in the street and just be picked out of one in however million of human beings, especially when most human beings want to stick to their own race. So that even lessens the dating pool of what you're trying to attract. And you gotta be attractive.
I mean, I can't lie, Sharon. Some women can just walk down the street and get men, but at the same time, are they the men that they actually want?
Put a number on it. What is that percentage you think?
I mean, it's most of them. I'm not gonna lie to you, but is it the men that they actually want? Is it the men that's gonna actually keep them though? That's the real question.
Right. So that's the thing. So a lot of times, Ashton is that's a great point. So a lot of times, women think they have options because rich men are hollering at them. No, a rich man just want to put his peen inside you is not an option for a relationship. Don't you think those are two different things?
That's what I said at first,
right? So that's why I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. So I'm saying, so just because, so a lot of times women look at those things as options. That yes, I got this rapper dude that got this and he tried to holler at me. He in my DM. That is not the same as Ashton down the block that actually likes you. That is not the same type of option.
Yeah.
That is that I'm hearing. And women do not want to understand that they have to go ahead and be bait for men. Yes, if you want the big fish, that's why they call him a big fish. You're going to have to reel him in with some goddamn bait.
You actually, I don't want to skip past something you said that was very impactful on that point. You said strategy. You got to have a strategy. The women that secure ball players, if y'all have ever been to a basketball game, like I got to show up early to the basketball games because I usually get tickets through an organization that lets my kids go to the floor and greet the players when they walk running out the tunnel. Right. So I got to be there stupid early for that. And one of the things I noticed, do you know who is just as early to these games? All the baddies. The baddies, not the women.
Baddies, not the regular women.
They get seats either damn near close to courtside or in the 100s, and they just sit there. And I didn't notice until, somebody told me. They're like the ball boy, the homies that are sitting there, from the star basketball players. They're just like, they will give them signals like, yo, go get her number. Who the hell is that? Like, you see what I'm saying? These women strategize on how to get noticed by, successful, powerful men with money. So that's a strategy that they use because how else you going to get paid? He's not going to see you unless you isolate it like that, right? So.
Absolutely.
And you gotta add this part too, though, Trigger Mike. The actual player don't walk up to him. The ball boy walk up to him.
Exactly.
So I don't understand why they. I don't understand why they be trying to act like us regular dudes gotta have the perfect game and shit. Like that. Well, the NBA player ain't saying a goddamn thing.
Right, and that's the thing I was talking about earlier. That's why I'm saying that
Kevin Durant ain't going to practice. I ain't either.
That's why I'm saying that women got to get this out of their mind that the men that has gone out there and just hollering are the successful men. No, men that are highly successful, making this crazy amount of money, and they got the prestige behind them. They're not just walking down the street hollering at everything beautiful walking down the street. It doesn't happen that way for those type of men. Not at all. They see a certain type of woman sitting at a certain type of bar at a certain type of time. They understand that woman is most likely single. That's how they attract those type of. That's how they know who to holler at. They do not just go out walking down the street and just because you got a fat butt. I'm trying to be, uncursed. I'm trying not to curse. You got a fat booty. That means you're just gonna holler. No, that doesn't happen in real life. The men that are out there that are hollering, they are a certain kind of caliber. It's just what it is. And we know what kind of caliber we talking about. So welcome to the show, Unlikely. He's in a town where he sees it all the time. He knows for a fact that certain women have certain strategies for certain type of men. What's your thoughts, Unlikely?
What's up to everybody on the panel in the chat? Hope y'all all having a great day. The strategy is putting yourself in those positions and competing. That's really what it is. Those women understand that they got to compete for that guy that's making $1 million. That's a busy man. Making $1 million, you're shit. Making $250,000, you're a busy man. You stressing. So,
How much
at
you
the
make,
end of the
Lee?
day, I look at it like those men aren't. How much I make? Damn, hold on, my shit
Yeah,
acting crazy. You said how much I make? I
yeah.
make 30. I make 35,000 a year. But
God
so
damn.
yeah. I'm lower class citizen. But yeah, man. I just wanted to say that at the end of the day, it's more about what these men are trying to do, and I don't think they're really trying to wife these chicks, man. Again, marriage seemed kind of lame. As a guy that once you have the resources, you got women actually coming to you, because I don't think these guys are going to these women. I think they chilling at the bar and the women trying to holler at him, the woman trying to put herself in the right space so she can be seen by him. So those guys really not going after these women. These women are coming for them, and in that situation, it's really because they understanding that being with a woman is kind of like a lose-lose situation. I heard Sharon talking for about 20 minutes, just talking about what a man need to do, and all these different standards that a man need to get up to just to get the woman, and then she possibly could divorce you or something like that later. So I think men need to just protect themselves, protect their mindset, you know, and love thyself, man. It ain't just like this whole living shit ain't just about finding a woman and making babies. Some men want to create, some men want to go on and do miraculous things, and we can't just be trying to make it seem like, yo, the end all be all to a man's position of having power and other men liking them basically is getting a wife. And I in there.
Uh, I,
So
I
the reason why
mean,
I
Lee,
would
ain't,
say
ain't
that I'm not sure if I could agree with that is because a great portion of the men that are highly successful, the vast majority of them are married. So it
yeah, I
is
agree.
it is a clear sign that being married does put you in a possibility to make high earning and be a high value man and have other high
How?
value men in your circle as
Explain
well.
explain how having a woman that you kind of take care of makes you more money than a man that don't got to take care of anybody but himself. And he has all the time freedom in the world. Explain to me how y'all come up with that number. Again, married dudes are actually giving out more money. They have to invest more time. And the single guy, let's put two rich guys together, the single guy and the married guy. You telling me that the married guy is in better standing financially opposed to this guy who really don't have to go do anything that he don't want to do? He don't have to
Yes.
invest in. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so what we find out is that men that have responsibilities, they act responsible. So that's usually the married man. So a young man that is making let's just say 2 millionaires, like you said, the millionaire man that is married, he's gonna drive his beautiful like we look at doctors, it's not a bunch of doctors driving Benzes. They drive in regular cars. And a lot of times it's cars that they have for the past 10 years because it gets them back and forth to work. They rather have a crazy bank account, a crazy house, live in a beautiful neighborhood than have a crazy car. And then now we have a young man that has that same millionaire and he don't have no responsibilities. He will have the Lamborghini Ferrari type of situation, a big house, a 5-bedroom house when it's only him and he don't have no furniture. He can't upkeep his own household and he
Yo,
just
this
looks
is.
good on the outside. This is what we're
I got a.
seeing normally. This is what we see normally when 2 millionaires, one have responsibilities
That's
and the other one
crazy.
do not.
It's crazy how y'all just attack the single man and you really don't have any evidence on what you just said. You just made it seem like the single man is this crazy spender, and then the husband is this guy who's more conservative. What if the millionaire?
So the
And
reason,
then,
so the
and then,
re-
and then
oh,
you and then another thing, you just said a millionaire doesn't
yeah.
have responsibilities. Like, come on, this man, like the lengths y'all go to make y'all point is crazy.
No, so because you gave the example of the millionaire man that's with a family, how much responsibility he had. This is the example that you gave me. That it's a
No,
millionaire
wait.
with a family, and he got to take care of his wife and his children. And then we have the millionaire young boy that only got to care about himself. He don't got to care about nothing else. This is what you gave me. So this is why I'm
Yeah, but
referencing
I'm
the.
talking about no,
So you,
but I mean, like, when it comes to other people, don't mean that he don't got to pay rent. Don't mean that he don't got a mortgage. Don't mean that he got businesses. Don't mean that he not a leader and he's leading a whole group of people. Like, how do y'all just put that he has no responsibility in front of him?
so
Is that just
here's the thing. So we're not talk. So those are two different conversations. You want to talk about his responsibility for building that company, because yes, we know he has certain kind of responsibility to build a business like that. We understand that, but that's not the responsibility that we talking about. We talking about the responsibility of other human beings that he care and love, and he have responsibility for them to live. Those are two different types of responsibilities.
yeah, they are.
So
But
how
the
does
thing
that
is,
equate to him?
So
Wait,
I wanted to keep it.
Ask the question, Lee. Ask the question
So,
of how
go ahead.
does
go ahead, Granville.
Sharon, how does that equate to the married man being more financially stable than the single man? Because the married
Okay,
man
so,
has
that's
more
what
from the jump.
right. So the reason why is because
Started
the
to
married
get
man,
married
he's not going to spend as much money on dumb shit. Usually, he's going to keep
See?
his money where he's going to invest his money, because he's going to invest in his children and his wife and where he live at, because that's the way how he protect his family about the location that they live at. So now the young boy, he don't care. He gonna live downtown, spend 10,000 on a penthouse, barely any furniture in it. Well, I know because I know young men like that. Barely any furniture in the house, but his living room is cool. He's not clean. He got the illest clothes, illest sneakers. He got
Oh
all
my
these
God.
gadgets and all these things there. He got the dope ass car. He got the best weed in the world. He don't have no responsibility, so he doesn't care about all the
Doing
aesthetics.
this.
And this is why we had the
He
conversation
painted the
that
young single dude as a drug dealer. That's crazy.
I did
Right.
not.
He
No,
turned
hold
him
on.
into like a scammer.
Hold on.
Basically a
Let's hold on.
crackhead
Let's
who made
hold on.
$1
Let's get
million.
it together. Hold on. Let's get it together. What I'm
Right.
saying is this. That's
'Cause I
not what
think
I'm
we
saying. However, the young boy that is making an egregious amount of money, we know that's why Ashton Lab, he do have the best weed. Like, like we talking about the young
What?
boys. That's just what it is.
Class, your serious
Yo.
question. I got kind of lost. What are we actually talking
So
about?
what we talking about right now
Kinda
is the
right.
difference between a married millionaire with a family and the millionaire that is a young boy that doesn't have a family responsibility, and how those two spin differently and how they act differently in the world. That's what we're talking about right now.
I mean, my point got lost in it, Otis.
I
but
brought it back.
Well, that really wasn't the point. The point was
You
that we
said
sit
how?
here and we
Go ahead.
that we sit here and we kind of attack the single man, right? Like how he just made it seem like the single man is some crackhead who made $1 million and he junky and he dirty and all this other stuff. But somehow the married guy.
No, do not paint a narrative. Just attack my point. What I'm saying, and what I'm saying is true. Though. Don't paint the narrative. Just had a conversation. Just had a conversation on the topic because
You're wrong. Go
ahead. That's how you attack the point.
Wrong.
Attack the topic.
You're
Yes.
wrong,
Go ahead. Explain how I'm wrong.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you how you're wrong. Because I'm single. I have no children. I have no wife. I have no girlfriend. I'm able to max out my 401k, my Roth IRA, and able to put at least $10,000 a year into my investments. I've been doing that over the last 8+ years.
Okay.
I know for a fact that a person my age making the same money or more than me, they're not doing that even to 50% of what I'm doing. I know that for a fact. I know that I'm in a better position than a man my age with at least one child and a wife in America.
So that you just exactly, and I'm saying the same thing as you saying, is that most men that is your age, they're not willing to do those things. We know that they're not, and this is what we are talking to us. This is what Unlikely is saying. The opposite is the problem. Is that most young men, your age group, are not looking forward to the future. They live it in the now, and we know that.
Correct. Okay, I will give you that, but at the same time, you need to understand it would be easier for the single man in my age group to autocorrect to get more to my side than it would be for the married man with a wife and child. And that's a fact because he has the commitment already. He has two options in that situation.
So now,
either leave his family or make more money.
So, but what we seeing nowadays, what we see for the past, 20, 30 years, that men that decide to get married, they are building on a trajectory. So they are moving forward. They always thinking and moving in responsibility because they got to have their family involved in their ideologies and how they move. So therefore, they get a little bit more responsible earlier. So this is why America is really promoting this, that marriages are not good. Is because it ain't just the single woman that's got all this high debt. It's also the single men. He's spending money ridiculous as well. He's going to the strip club. He's putting it into the economy. He's buying all this jewelry. He's buying these cars that is not needed. So the single human beings, men and women, yes, the women spend more money than single men, 100%. However, singleness is how you get the economy pumping in this day and age because people are just spending money on ridiculous things that you are not going to need when you are married. I want to bring Otis Who podcast in it as well as we keep building on this conversation. Go ahead.
Was Grant about to say something?
I think so.
Yeah. I was about to say something because what the stats tell you right now is that the average 32-year-old in my age range retirement is about, I think it's like $95,000. The average. With the median income in America for two people working is what, like 68, if I'm not mistaken?
Okay.
Where is all this money and saving and all this shit coming from these married couples? I'm not understanding this, Sean.
So you don't.
Where do they have time? Where do they have time to progress on the trajectory that you're talking about when they're married? Because according to statistics, that never happens.
So the thing is that we are talking about a specific type of men. We're not talking about the whole totality of the nation. We're talking about a very specific type of human beings. We're talking about the top 10% of people. We're not talking about the average man.
Oh, so I see what you're doing. You're taking the top 10% of the best of the married people, but you're taking the majority of the lower and the single.
And I'm taking the top 10% of the single men as well.
No, you're not. By my life, you're not talking about me right now.
By your life, you are the minority, and you already agreed to that.
I'm the top 10%.
Yeah, but
I'm the top 10%.
But you also said you're the minority in it because you are in the top 10% of single men that's doing all the right things financially by putting certain kind of money away. Most of the time, that doesn't happen until people are much older. You agree that you agree that most men at your age are not moving in the financial literacy that you are.
So you're not talking about the top 10% of the single men like me. You're talking about the majority of the fuck-ups. That's what I'm saying, bro. You're not talking about the top 10%. You're taking the worst of the single and taking the best of the married.
Again, you're wrong. You're not listening to me. So I'm talking about the 10% of men, right, that are married, and the 10% of the men that are single. Both of them in the 10%. And I'm just talking to the majority of both parties, not the minority of them. Because yes, in the top 10%, we do have human beings that's in the minority as well. But what I'm talking about is the top 10%, and the majority of the men, the majority of men that's earning in the top 10%, they are moving a certain type of way. And also the top 10% of the men that are single like you, that is earning a certain amount of money, they move a certain way. Is what I'm saying.
How do they move the top 10% of single men like me? How do they move? Could you tell me?
He told us already. They got the best weed. They in the condos. They don't know how to save money basically, and they got
the best clothes.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's
I think
bullshit. That's what I'm saying. He's painting the top 10% in a negative light of the singles, while taking the top 10% of the married and putting them in this glorious fashion.
And then could I just
All right, so
wanna
now if that's what I'm doing now, don't just say it, but prove it. Not just by you, not by just saying that you do it, but show me a group of men that is moving just like you. Go ahead and prove it with your words, not just attack me, but prove it with your words so we can have the discourse. That's all.
Right, yeah.
Prove it with my words. There are prove it. I'm living proof right now, bro. You're talking to one right now.
So the reason why you
Explain
can't
how.
so,
Wait,
so
explain how,
look,
though.
so I just want to make sure I'm clear. The reason why it's not fair to just use you as an example, because y'all would not, if we talking about marriage, y'all wouldn't want me to use just me as the example of why marriage is working. So it's not fair on the other side. Correct?
Wrong. Because
No, so you saying I can't use so you saying I can't use my marriage and say this is why marriage work.
Like you said earlier, we literally just had an entire conversation Saturday about how your marriage works and your outlook on how you look at it.
We did not have a conversation.
Outlook.
So
we
Granville,
use your outlook on marriage. You had to have that experience inside of your marriage to have that outlook. Am I correct?
Again, so you're mischaracterizing what I'm saying. Me giving you what I experienced and say how I think things can move forward, and putting my personal self in it is two different things. Now, if you want to go ahead and talk about how if people start doing these things that you have done to improve your life for the future, people that's at your age that's making $70,000 and more, then yes, you could go
right.
that way.
You're right, Sharon. You're right, Sharon. Single niggas ain't shit. They ain't shit until they get a bitch up under them. And then they're perceived to be somebody special in life.
Yo, can I just
again? I don't know why you saying that, because I'm giving you the floor so you can actually have the conversation, so you can prove what I'm saying is different than what you're saying, but you're not. You're attacking me instead of just saying you have the opportunity. What I'm saying is that you have the opportunity to speak for men of your age group, and that's moving in the same way. So speak for those people. That's what I'm saying. Just speak for your age demographic.
Right.
It's okay if I have a different point of view, but you can. What I'm saying is that this, Granville, Granville, what I'm saying is this, that you have the opportunity to correct my wrong thinking, and that's what these conversations are about, because you have a better understanding of people within your age group that is moving just like you. It ain't just you. You got 10 other friends that's moving just like you. So prove the point.
I am trying to prove a point to an evangelical Christian in Missouri, in the United States of America, going up against a person of the homosexual genre. You're not going to move. I don't want to argue this with you. I don't have the time. You can proceed. I can see I'm wrong.
Agree to disagree.
Fine.
All right.
Well, Roger, you prove it with words, but okay. Go ahead, Otis. Who?
Grand Rising to the panel and the chat. I definitely appreciate being here. Most definitely.
Coming to see you, Otis.
I got lost in the conversation because it kind of got sideways. I do apologize because we started from married men. We talked about a lot of stuff, but I'm going to say what I say, then we'll just go from there. Coming from a married man perspective, when I was out single looking for a woman, I'm being honest, my perspective. Of course, we have an idea made in our mind, whatever the image is. But when it boils down to, we like who like us. So if I got money or not, or whatever, and I'm walking in the club or where the women are at, if a woman shows interest in me, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to show interest in her, as long as she doesn't fall too far from my list in my mind. From that point on, this is up to her or me to start scratching off our list if we're going to continue to build or do whatever we're going to do. If it's going to turn into a one-night stand or it's going to be something that we're going to build. But you don't know what you have until you allow yourself to go out there. Now, again, I don't really approach when I was single. I didn't really approach a lot of women. If they gave me some type of interest, that was my cue. I didn't know their character. I didn't know they whatever. But after a few days, a few weeks, whatever, then I realized who they were. Either we're going to go forward or it was just a one-night stand. If that's the right one, won't nobody never admit to it, but they're not really looking for the money. You're going to build that together. You really are. They might have one thing in their mind, but when they meet their right man, in my opinion, because I'm living proof, all that goes out the window. I had money when I got with my wife. I lost it. She could have easily burnt out. She probably was thinking about it. I don't know, but she stayed. I had 2 times where I lost all my money, and she stayed. Prior to us dating, she didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know that was going to happen, but she saw something in me. That's what people are not really talking about. People looking for relationships that they could build on, not what they have right there. They don't want to admit it, but that's what they really want. Somebody that knows that they could get it in the mud if they lose it all. They're looking for that potential. Sell me a dream. Sell me a dream. And hopefully I'll believe it. That's what I believe that this was about. And hopefully it works out at the end. My plane has landed.
Otis, I hear you. But women are saying these days that they ain't trying to wait for the dream. They need you to have the money now. And I 100% agree with you. That's all I want to say.
I got you, but I think they lying though. Good point. I think they lying likely. I think they lying unlikely. They talk that, but if you meet them in a club or whatever the situation may be, the beach, bookstore, you don't have to have nothing in your pocket. Just show interest, in my opinion. It might start off that way. They looking for somebody with a nice car. They looking at their watch. But to me, that conversation, I think you can get them. Sell them a dream and be real about your dream. And hopefully it will come into fruition. That's what I think. But I agree with you. I really do. I think they just saying that. They really don't want that for real. They want who wants them. That's what I believe.
I believe so too. Go ahead, Darren Long. I know you had a point. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I agree with Otis because Otis, in my situation now, with my girlfriend MJ now, for one, she's already established. A lot of women, I'll be 34 this year. A lot of women that I come across that are interested in me, they are already established. Right?
Ooh, talk to him.
Being somebody that, you know, she lives in Upper New York, Sharon knows this. He had a chance to meet her. Like she said, she makes well over $20,000 a month. I've been to her house. She stays in a house that's fucking well over. If last time it was appraised for over $2 million. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of the times, women not really looking for somebody to take care of them. They're looking for a man, one who could take care of himself. Two, he's not a burden on her life. Like when it comes to my businesses, different things that I run, YouTube is a business for me. Right? One of my channels had been deleted. We lost money. We lost subscribers. I didn't see my girlfriend running away. As a matter of fact, she doubled down on how we can make more money, how we can get more influence, right? How we can stay out the mix. So to your point, if a woman sees something in you, like my girlfriend sees something in me, then she's going to stay around. She's going to continue to build brick by brick by brick. So y'all got the house that y'all desire. But I think that some men have yet to find a woman that sees something valuable within them that's going to make her stay, knowing that there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be fights, there's going to be people that's going to ostracize you or whatever the case might be. But your wife saw something in you. Some of these men just have to find that special person that sees something in them.
And I agree with that 100%. Yes. And we as a whole, and I was like this at one point in my life. You are so correct. That's so true, Daryl. Us, when we meet somebody, either the man or the woman, we know it's not going to work out. But for some reason, for whatever reason, there's a lot of reasons, but for some reason, we stay. Then all of a sudden you got kids. All of a sudden now but we stay. Why is that? That's the question. We stay. And you know that's not the right one. When you could have easily just walked away and continued. We stay. And that's the issue that we don't want to talk about. We stay because we're comfortable. We're comfortable. We want their warm body by us. And we feel on the small part, we feel the woman feel like they could change the man because she sees something. He ain't got it all, but it's a warm body. I could change him. And vice versa. The man, I got somebody, I've been out there for a minute. She really likes me. She cool. She ain't all what I asked for, but she respects me. I'm going to make this work. And for some reason it don't, and you don't leave. And that's why a lot of situations we have right now. I know I was like that at one point. So that's why I'm being honest with you. So I know how it could go. I see how it could go. We like the comfortability of just having someone there until someone else shows up, perhaps. That's a lot of our situations.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay, first I want to say, Black people, please stop saying comfortability. That's not a word. It's just comfort. Nevertheless, then I wanted to ask Sharon, okay, it seems like the conversation is kind of drifting. And so what exactly is the topic that we're trying to drill down on?
I think I moved to, because at first I didn't even have a topic. I was just talking, Diva. And it seems like we need to have a conversation about these women that want to have a certain type of men and what they have to do to get those certain type of men. How can you be attractive to the type of man that you want? Because when I start talking about, most women want to just say, I just got to be feminine. No, it's a little bit deeper than that. You got to understand the group of human beings that you are trying to attract. I know when I was looking for a wife, I had to be a certain type of man for me to attract a certain type of woman. I ain't gonna just come as I am type shit. And most of the time when I hear these women, they act like they just gotta come as they are. But it's not true. You're not gonna be in Carvel scooping up ice cream and this goddamn potential millionaire just gonna scoop you up. It doesn't work that way.
Sharon, Diva is here. I'm glad she brought that up. And great point, Diva PhD. We want to bring it back. Let me ask you a question. You made a comment earlier where you said that a man who makes $40,000 a year, and correct me if I'm wrong, can't really, I'm paraphrasing, do anything for you or be in your life. I could be wrong, but he doesn't make enough money to substantiate your lifestyle, so therefore you can't date him. Is that correct in my assessment?
No, I didn't. It's a true statement what you said, but that's not what I said.
I'm asking PhD, but I think I heard her say that earlier. Was that correct?
Well, I didn't say that earlier today, but that is correct.
Yeah, that is correct though. Yeah, it wasn't stated today, but what you said was 100% correct.
Okay, so let's build on that. So let's use me in real life. If I was to approach you and I have all the sincerity in the world, I'm for real. I want to date you, but I only make $40,000 a year. So you're telling me just based on me just making $40,000 a year, you're not going to date me, even though I have the potential to make more. I'm just at 40,000 now. Do you look past that at some point after you get to know that individual, or you just got a straight up baseline? You don't make enough. I'm sorry. You're attractive. You make me feel good, but you just don't make enough money. Or could you build with that?
How old is the man?
You tell me. Whatever your situation is, because I don't know. You tell me. Whatever will make you change your mind about that 40,000 a year limit. What does that man have to do besides not make 40,000 to make you feel like that he's going to be the one for you and take 40,000 off the table?
Wow, that would be like really difficult. Just because I'm looking at like by your 30s, you should be into whatever it is that you're going to be doing. And so if you reach there and you still at the 40,000 mark, unless you got one heck of a plan, but in your 30s, you should still be like on your way to executing that. So like it probably wouldn't happen. Just because I believe so for me, one of the primary things I look for in a man is shared values, right? And so if we have shared values, I feel like we would be similarly situated.
Okay. Now, based on what her answer is, the men on this panel, are a majority of your women like her, or do we have some women that are willing to work with you and build with you?
I think if a woman
y'all know already that majority of the women.
You didn't even say hello to nobody. But here's the thing: is I think if a woman is making 200,000 and better, even the men would tell her like, "Hey, he don't make enough money to holler at you." That's what's going to really happen in real life. That's
repeat what you just said. You said if the woman makes 200,000, you said the man will probably say what?
All her male friends would say, "Hey, you know that man ain't making enough money to holler at you and be with you." Most of her male friends would say that, not just the women. The male friends would say that as well. So here's the issue with what's going on. The only way that
how many girls really got male friends in 2024? That's not a thing.
All of them.
Much. What?
All of them. Especially if they're in the 200,000 mark. Yes, they have a bunch of other male friends because that's the type of people that's making that kind of money, 200,000. So they're gonna have a lot of male friends that they have
like people they work with.
They're gonna be called colleagues and those things. So those are the type of barbecue. This is what y'all don't understand. This is the part that y'all don't understand. People that's making an egregious amount of money, they hang around other people that make egregious amount of money. And they have barbecues and they go to places where they all frequent with each other. That's how come they have these goddamn clubs, these country clubs and all this. So this way they can hang around other people that's making the same kind of money. And when the woman that's making that kind of money and they go to country clubs, they're around and they in the cigar bars and all that, they're around those same type of men that's making that same type of money. They have the same conversation. This is the part that y'all be missing sometimes. And so y'all don't really understand it, but it is what it is. I'm trying to bring y'all to the understanding.
Can I ask a question about building? Because we talk about building with men, but if a man is earning 40,000 and the woman is earning substantially more, like 3, 4, 5, 6 times more, are they really building together, or is she doing most of the heavy lifting? Right?
100%. That is very true. So that's when The only time when a $40,000 man is going to be around a 300,000 woman if it's at some kind of family barbecue. And then at that point, she's going to have to just say, I like him and I'm going to give him a shot. That's his only opportunity to be around that type of woman.
The odds are not high. I know it's going to sound like a story tale, a fairy tale, but the odds are high that this happens. But it is situations where and I'm not going to use no extravagant numbers. It is a situation where women here in the Midwest can make 70, 80,000 a year, as opposed to, and then the man is probably making about what, 30, 40. But that woman sees the potential in that man. He has a plan. He's a few thousand short, just put the number dollar on there to start his business. And that woman sees that. So she invests and they build in that the right way. So it's not just his business, it's their business. There are couples and marriages that do that for real. I don't know how rare that is, but
exactly. And then now we're changing the conversation to a real understand that we had this conversation before that men are hypergamous.
Okay, I need to look at the definition of that. What's the definition of the word?
The definition of hypergamous is dating somebody equal or highest social status than you.
And you said women are or men are hypergamous?
Men are hypergamous because of that. Yes, they are as well. Even though we act like it's a gender neutral thing that only women are looking for this great human being. No, but men are looking for it as well because they do need a woman sometimes. The way how Otis just explained. Man, he has great potential, but he never had the financial backing to actually pursue his dream. And sometimes he'll get a woman that say, hey, I could give you that little $10,000 push. And now he could go ahead and go through and build that business properly. I also want to bring in HQ to the conversation. Let's go HQ, Brownsville, and Happy. Go. Maybe HQ is not there right now. Go ahead, Brownsville, New York.
Yo, peace and love. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you, Captain Simp.
All right, man. Well, you know how I do. I take my shoes off at the door. So first of all, peace and love to the queens on the panel. PH Diva, Happy, HQ. Peace and love to y'all. Peace and love to the kings also. Otis.
Peace and love to you, sir.
Long, Unlikely, Granville. Peace and love to all y'all as well, man. Peace and love to the chat gang. Peace and love to all the listeners. Look, I just my prayers that everybody on this Monday morning is in a positive mind state and being productive as we go forward in this week, man. This is a great conversation, interesting conversation. And I think it's clear to me to everybody and listening to the first story that Sharon brought to the table that we as men and women, if we desire a long-lasting relationship, we got to start looking past the superficial and artificial and start looking inwardly in the common morals, values, standards, and ethics that you have within that union or within that relationship, right? Because we got to understand, you know, PH Diva is right, Unlikely is right, and we got to meet in the middle of that, right? So what's the middle of that? First, we got to understand a couple of things. Can y'all still hear me? I got some crazy feedback.
Yeah, we get you good so far.
We hear you.
Y'all don't hear that feedback? Something going on.
Yeah,
we hear that, but we hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
I don't know. I thought it was me, man. But here's the thing, right? We got to understand that men dropped the ball a long time ago in terms of this relationship thing. And I'm going to break that down real quick, right? So at one point in time, men were considered the dominant providers, right? But men decided to get lackadaisical in terms of provision, right? Which caused the woman to fill in that gap and say, you know what? I'm going to hold my man down. I'm going to get out on the workforce and we're going to build this thing together, right? When men decided to leave the houses of worship, right? The woman decided, hey, we're going to stay in the houses of worship in order to keep the spiritual sanctity of the home. So when we get on these panels now and we're talking about the traditional concept of a relationship, we got to understand that all of that has been turned upside down. It's all topsy-turvy now. So we got to get back to the baseline of what sustains a long-lasting relationship. And Sharon's been married a while. Otis has been married a while. And I'm sure both of those gentlemen would tell y'all on a panel that it wasn't money or any of those superficial or artificial things that kept their marriage together, right? It was the core inner values, the trust, the love, the peace, the shared vision, right? All of those things, shared values, shared ethics, all of those things is what sustained their relationship. So if you're young and you're trying to get into a relationship, right, you got to look for those shared values. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's at. Men, we can't lie to ourselves. We need companionship. Companionship is what we need, right? Any man that says they don't desire companionship is lying, and the truth ain't in them, right? Because what Sharon was saying when he says that a married man moves differently than a single man, what he was actually saying is that married men, right, have that balance in their life. A single man lacks that balance because they lack companionship. So what they're going to do is they're going to attempt to fill those voids in a superficial or artificial way. And a perfect example of that is somebody like Bruno Mars, right? This is a rich man, successful man, and he's doing all these things, but he lacks that balance, that spiritual, that partner that held him down. So what happens is he has a big gambling problem. And it's been reported that he owes $50 million to the MGM in Las Vegas because of that gambling problem. And in my opinion, if he had that wife by his side holding him down, she would have been able to keep him out of those casinos gambling and hold him down in a way that he didn't have to fill that void with that vice, right? So what we got to communicate to these men is, yes, we need that woman. That woman brings more value than just sex. She brings that balance in your life that you need to keep you in focus, in that right direction, in that shared vision, so y'all can build this thing together. And I'm gonna concede my time with that, man. Peace and love to y'all.
Awesome. And I
There's
also
been
Go ahead,
plenty of,
running out of
there's
gas.
been plenty of married niggas that done
Go ahead.
gambled away their life savings. Nigga, what are you talking about?
Right.
All right,
I'm like,
hold
yo,
on, hold on. So what we're gonna do is this.
What?
We want GBG to get his point in. GBG, get your point in, and I want Unlikely to get his point in as well. Go ahead, GBG.
that's
Hello. I was next. What's going on?
Hold on, Happy. I got you. Go ahead, GBG.
Shit, you didn't even ask. You didn't say nothing to me. Dang.
I got you, Happy.
I'm gonna
What
be
the
real
fuck?
quick.
And then at the end, when I
Say what
start
I gotta
talking
say
about
real
shit,
quick.
you be
Let her
like,
go.
"Oh, what are you talking
Nah,
about,
let her
Happy?
go.
What are you talking
Let her
about,
go.
Happy?"
Hold on,
Because
no.
I've been
Hold on,
waiting for
hold
2
on.
hours.
Hold on, no. This is not
Go ahead, Happy.
No, does not no go ahead, Happy. I want the show to move a certain way. And so he brought up a thing. Y'all both had a certain Happy could hold up. She's good. She's gonna be able to communicate.
I'm good. All
Like
right, yeah, all right.
She is
We'll
really
see.
good at she is really good at
Uh-huh.
communicating, but I want this part of the conversation to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
We have a contention in the conversation. So go ahead, GBGville, and then Unlikely. Jesus
You
Christ.
use Bruno Mars's gambling addiction to make your point as an example. That
Bad
was
example.
why. There have been plenty women divorcing their husbands because they have gambled away their life savings or have got into bed with loan sharks and shady people all the time. So that was a bad example. Number two is I don't need a woman to balance my life. I'm an adult. We're all adults. We have been raised or should have been raised to know how to establish ourselves, know what we need in life, procure it legally, and still be able to find someone in life to grow old with. You shouldn't be dependent on another person to balance your life. That's wild to me. That's just wild. You may use another person to blend in to live a better life because no one wants to be alone. I will give you the alone part. I understand that. But to say that single men need a woman to actually function to their fullest, It's crazy to me.
Perfect. Go ahead, Unlikely.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be real short. All right. You say men are logical, right? We say this all the time. Men are logical by nature, but when it's time to push this marriage narrative, we quick to just dissolve that clear fact from the nature of men, right? Now, all of a sudden, the single man, in order for a man to be able to thrive, he has to have a woman by his side. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I do not believe that narrative at all. I do understand that. I believe that you come to a woman if you want to create a family. Men who want to create families go to women and want to risk, put their life on the line and do everything that they can to protect their family. And I value these men. I respect these men to the utmost, right? But women are liabilities. Okay. You tell a married man, yo, you got to stay here on this ship. Only your kids and your wife could come. He gonna stay on that ship and lose his life, but he lost his life. A good man. And I get it. It sounds so heroic, but again, you're not convincing me why men want to do this. Okay. Because, and then again, we hear it. We hear as y'all sit here and y'all change the narratives, y'all change we logical, but now since we single, we're these Sodom and Gomorrah type of people who just walk the earth just doing debauchery. I don't see that. And I live in a city where I'm able to go outside every day, and I don't see that. I don't see men losing their mind over women. And yeah, there are men out there that go to strip clubs, but that's not all single men. And I just want to say this, the last thing is that when y'all sit there and y'all attack the single men, just understand that y'all are attacking the future husbands. So now y'all saying single men are this, that, and the third, and women gonna go, oh, they ain't shit. Because Sharon said it, because Brownsville said it. And I end there.
The problem, Lee and Granville, the problem with y'all arguments, right, is that y'all opinions aren't bigger than God, right? So God saw that the man was lonely and needed comparison, and he created a woman for that man, right? And that happened in the beginning of time. So y'all can't reinvent the wheel and all of a sudden say, oh, well, no, man and woman don't need each other. That's crazy ideology. That's illogical mindset, my brothers. Y'all gotta understand.
Yeah, but
y'all gotta
you think
understand.
it
Hold on, I'm not
companionship.
finished, Lee. Hey, Lee, I didn't butt in, brother. I'll let you know when I concede my time, right? So basically, what y'all gotta understand is this. When I talk about balance, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the balance that was established by God, right? And we can't upset that balance. And when we try to, that's when we fall by the wayside, right? Granville, my brother, you have already labeled yourself as involuntary celibate, right? So that means that you desire something, but for some reason or another, you're unable to acquire it, right? So you can't tell me that the balance isn't a necessity for you either. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not putting down young men that's single. I'm trying to build them up and let them know, hey, build yourself up first. And then you can go out and get that desired companion for you. And I'm telling you, when you find that woman, just like I found my wife, they're going to provide that balance in your life that you need. And once you find it, you're never going to want to live without it. And I concede my time right there.
What's the balance that I'm missing? What's the balance? Tell me the balance that I'm missing.
Can I
Tell me
jump
the
in here?
balance.
All
I
right.
don't
So
know whoever that sounds like Tether Mike.
Jesus.
In
So
the flesh.
the thing is that so the balance that you're looking for, that's something that you would have to
I was just about to say that.
You
Yeah.
would have to
He
you would have to
just
put that
said, he just said God.
he said
God,
I
he
got
knows
you.
the balance. Tell me the
I got
balance,
you.
nigga.
DBG Bill. So what also that he
The
said
balance exists. Y'all know the answer. Tell me the answer.
no, so that's not what he
Shut the
said.
fuck
So,
apart.
no, we got to make sure we are comprehending each other, not attacking each other. What he said is that you yourself said you are such and such and such. So you got to find that what's that imbalance within you that you want said woman so you can have the children and whatever it is. But that's
That's
the
the
balance.
point.
Whatever it is, I mean, I'm saying, but is whatever it is to you, that's what brings the balance. me and Brownsville and Otis cannot tell you what that balance is, because you got to find that value in that woman. We cannot tell you the value that you see in the opposite sex. You will have to see it. And
Can I please give a brief example if I can?
And that's what.
Oh no, Grantsville. Let me give you a brief example. It won't take long.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go Otis. Darryl Long wanted to chime in, and then we're gonna go Trigger Mike. Happy, okay. I'm not skipping you on purpose. I promise you, Happy, I'm not.
Okay. Hopefully this makes sense to you, Grantsville. Hopefully it does. And I'm not trying to be funny. You and I, we boys, we cool. We doing our dirt together out in the street right now. We getting it in. We doing whatever. At the end of the night. And you single, you don't have a woman, but I'm married. At the end of the night, what brings balance to me is after we just got through doing that dirt, what's in my mind is I get to go home to my woman. That's bringing me balance. I know she's gonna be there. I can smell her in my mind. I can feel her in my mind. I know she's gonna relax me when I get to the house and vice versa. That's my end goal. Your end goal at that time is might you just go home, no disrespect, get on the computer, get on YouTube, make you some, whatever you got to do. Or maybe call up something hot real quick. But you did say you were practicing, you're an incel, so I guess that's not even on the table. But that's the difference. And only you know that when that happens. It's not a funny question, but that's just the truth. You won't know until it happens. I didn't know until it happened for me.
So your comfort, stability, and emotion to keep you emotionally stable is your woman.
Yes, because I choose to. Yes, because I choose that to be yes.
Your woman is something that you look forward
Part
to.
of it. You say my woman is something that I look forward to.
Oh Lord, nigga.
No, your phone broke up. I ain't heard you say repeat that.
Nah. What you're saying is your woman brings stability to your life because you're so unmanaged. You're not managing your own life that you have to placate to her emotions. She gives you the strength, the willpower to live another day, the comfort, the love, the care, the warmth. You look in all that in her, right?
No, not all that. Please don't put words in my mouth. I hear what you're saying. No, she's part of that. She's part of that. And
so you're going to put that emotional struggle onto that woman. She's got to live up to that standard.
No, you say no. I'm glad you made that statement. No.
Wait, hold on. Granville, get out your full question, and let's see if Otis can answer your full question. So this way, it's not too staggering of the back and forth.
It sounds to me like your wife brings you the emotional comfort and stability you need to get through life every day. And without her, you wouldn't know what to do. You'd be a wandering man out.
Perfect. That's a great question. Go ahead, Otis, and then I also want to get Darryl. I got you. I'm trying to maintain so everybody can get their full thoughts. I know, Lee. I got you, Lee. I got. So we got Darryl Long, Trigger Mike, and go ahead, Otis.
Real quick, I like what you said, and I can understand why you said it. And I'm going to say it like this, and I'm going to land my plane. Everything you said is accurate, except I choose for her to take on that role. But if she's not in my life, I could stand on it on my own. But it's great to come home to a domicile and have someone to just be there with you and for you. I'm not dumping it on her. I'm taking it in myself, but she's my pillow to lay on. That's it.
So by that logic, you just said single men can be stable. They can be emotionally inept. They can live life without this said woman. They just so choose to look for these things inside of a woman they quote unquote couple with and grow old with.
Yes, I say that. Yes, I say that. Yes.
So you can be a functioning adult male. So by your logic, you can be a functioning adult male without a woman.
Correct.
Yes,
and
you
be
can.
okay in life.
Yes, you can. You can.
Okay, I know.
You can.
I know. I just wanted to hear from the married niggas.
All right,
yes,
perfect.
You can.
Go ahead, Darryl Long.
Lee, you hear that shit, Lee?
No, go ahead, Darryl Long.
Oh yeah, so mine's is quick. So Sharon, before I even start, I sent you 2 links to your Instagram because I'm on my iPad Pro. I can't really see you, whatever. I'm working on my iMac or whatever, so I sent it to you on fucking Instagram. So The first one, as you can see, is from Harvard, right? It's from Harvard Medicine, right? Just so there's no confusion here. If you scroll down to marriage and cancer, there's a direct link, right, Otis, between men who do not have a woman, who's not married or have a long time partner, and their health, and men who are unmarried, right? Men who are single or have no long time partner, they die earlier, right? As much as 40% earlier. And I send both of those links to Sharon, right? Specifically, it says there are well established links between stress, depression, social isolation, and heart disease that make it harder for men to live longer, healthy lives. So, you know what Otis' wife probably also do? She also probably cook with his health in mind. She also probably clean the house with his peace in mind, right? Because she understands the depression, the stress, all of that. She plays a major role into that. A lot of men, they're living life without that. That's why I started off by make sure I send this to Sharon. Anybody else who wanted Sharon can send it to them. But not having a woman plays a major role in our cognitive functions on a daily basis, whether we recognize it or not.
Awesome. I want to bring because Happy think I am purposely. I just wanted to have the conversation, Happy. What is your thoughts on this part of the conversation, Happy? What's your thoughts?
And this part means what? What do you mean by when you say this part of the conversation? Did you hear me, Sharon?
No, again, you go. I want to hear what's your thoughts at this part of the conversation.
Yeah, I asked when you say this part, what exactly do you mean? What is the question? What was the question? Because you know, a lot of these guys have totally different views and all this stuff. What exactly are you asking me, Sharon?
All right. So I want you to follow the conversation, and I'll come right back to you. Unlikely. What
Follow
is
the
your
conversation? That's the whole point. You've been putting me on hold, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah, go
Okay,
to the
because
mic.
remember, I tried to get in to say something a long time ago, right?
Happy.
So
I
this is
don't
the
want
thing
to have a
now, and it's led
happy,
to this.
happy. I don't want to have a conversation what I didn't do. I just want to have a conversation on what we are conversing on right now.
Yeah, but
I
that's
will
why
come
I
back.
asked you. Why can't you just tell me the answer?
Because I want you to be involved in the conversation. So that means you gotta pay attention to the
Oh
conversation.
my goodness. How can I be involved if you won't let me be involved? The times I tried to get in and the times you kept saying it was gonna be my go next, you kept pushing it back. So now I just want to be clear because I don't want to say anything you don't want me to say, right?
Perfect. So pay attention to the
Listening
conversation.
is a way to be involved in a
I'll bring you right
conversation.
back.
Listening.
I'll bring you right back
Obviously
into the
listening
conversation.
is, but nobody
Happy,
asked whoever that is speaking because
happy. I do not want to have a
this is
conversation about what.
Sharon's channel and me and Sharon were talking, not you. Please mind
Hold
your
on.
business.
Hold on, Happy. I don't want to have a conversation about what we didn't do. Just give me a second. Unlikely, what's your thoughts? And I'm gonna go trigger Mike, and we're gonna bring it back to Happy as she's following along in the conversation. So unlikely, trigger Mike, and then Happy. Go ahead.
Again, man, it's real simple. We need to make sure that we prioritize good dialogue when it comes to single men. We can't just be making it seem like, oh, you're gonna die. Like just trying to make it seem like the end all be all is being next to a woman, because I think that's scaring away a lot of men. You know, I think that they looking at it like, yo, you know, my life is bigger than just being around a woman. There's married dudes that spend their whole life in their work, doctors, lawyers. So when we sit here and we make it seem like it's the woman, maybe, you know, me, I think it's like I lean more towards the purpose of the man. What can he create? And I look at, you know, some of the greatest creators, and I understand that they weren't in the mix with their wife and their kids. They were in the mix of creating some shit, and that's how we got to where we are, where we have metals and wood and all these different resources and manufacturing systems. Those men focused on something greater than marriage to be able to create. So that's all.
Go ahead, trigger Mike.
Yeah, I actually see both sides, and what I want to do, especially with to make sure we're speaking to Lee's point, is that we need to stop making it just about the woman, because that's where they'll get upset. We're telling them they have no purpose or whatever. That conversation is never going to go well. What it is that we have a different lifestyle by default. That's it. We live a different lifestyle. My weekends include children's birthday parties, parks, jump park. You see what I'm saying? Maybe going out with my wife, family events. It includes that. That's a different lifestyle than the average single man is leading. All right. So my purpose is my family. So to what Daryl said, people obese now. So it's not even about the food she's making or anything. It's just that you are less likely to do harmful things to your body. Because if I didn't have a wife, if I didn't have kids, I'm in the street. I'm in the bar Saturday and Sunday. All right. I'm throwing back shots. Let's take a shot. And look, we stupid enough to take shots for our good health. They'd be like, shot for good health, right? I'd be out drinking every single weekend. That is why, we traveling more, doing all those type of things, going out to eat super savory, super salty, super fatty food because I don't have to cook in the house. So it's just a different lifestyle. That's all I'm saying. And when marriage is done right, to the marriage side of it, your wife can absolutely be an asset, fellas. I dropped the link in the back chat. All right. So I want to make sure I say when it's done right. Let me just read this part. And this is from the Census Bureau. I know how y'all like to say, what is this website? No, the website did an article using data from the Census Bureau. I put it in the back chat. Married couple households in the U.S. are far more likely to have a net worth above $250K than unmarried households. Married householders under the age of 35 had a net worth 9.2 times more than an unmarried single female householder and 3.1 times more than an unmarried male household. So that's where you see this kind of divide happening. It's just a divide of wealth. And I don't see how it's not that Vil and Unlikely, it's not like I'm better than them, like I have more drive. It's just that my priorities are different. I max out my 401k because I got kids. I max out my my HSA because I got kids. So I'm putting money in different places that I can invest later. Because I can actually, when I don't use my HSA, my health savings, I can use it to trade stock at the end of the year. Right. So we're just doing different things because our focus is different because we're married.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I do all those things. I do all those things, and I've been doing all those things for the last 8+ years.
No,
I don't have a
Vil,
child. I don't have a wife. I have nothing of that. I
but
secured
Vil,
rental property on my own.
but Vil,
I'm doing better than. I'm doing.
Let him
What are
get it.
you
Let him
talking
get it.
about right
Come on, Mike. Let me get it. Go ahead, Granville, get your full point out. Trigger Mike
now? I
gonna
just
rebuttal,
told him
and
what
then
I said. He's about to
we're gonna
rebuttal.
go to
He
Happy.
heard what I
Just
said.
let me get my rebuttal. Let me get my rebuttal.
Yes.
Vil, you got to stop taking those things personally because I actually believe you doing it and I believe Lee doing it. But all married men combined versus all single niggas combined, we will start to see the drop off with single niggas. All single niggas don't see the value in doing that. Y'all two do, but it will be more married men by droves, by millions, if not, that are doing that than single men that are doing it.
Okay, if you want to hang up
single
on
men
go ahead, Lee.
outnumber y'all by like 5.
But remember,
5x.
I just gave you the wealth numbers, though. I gave you the wealth numbers.
Look, hold on. So I just want y'all to understand. He gave y'all numbers to back up what he's saying. He's not just coming out his ass and saying that. He's not attacking y'all two men precisely. It's just the numbers show. It's just the numbers show differently from what y'all two are actually doing.
So, Trigger Mike, you're good with numbers. You bring it up and everything. Could you tell me the average retirement account by the age of 64 and a half for Americans, for married Americans?
What's the what? What's the question?
The average retirement savings for the average married couple at 64 and a half.
Okay, you wants to bring that up, and then also I'm guessing you wants to bring it up for a single human being as well, a single male.
No, I don't care. I want to hear married because I know what it is for single. Single, the average savings at a 64 and a half for single is about, I think it's about like 192,000, somewhere in that range at 64 and a half. I want to know what it is for married.
Okay, retirement savings benchmarks. Give me a second. I don't want to.
Financial no problem.
That a couple age 60 with dual income of 75 per year should have 7 times their household income in their retirement. The multiples 525. Conversely, give me a sec. I'm gonna find it.
Sure, thank you. You can move on, Sharon. When he just get those numbers, could you please just let him do what he got to do? I'll go on mute. Thank you.
Perfect. Go ahead, Happy. What's your thoughts in the conversation?
I think it's a bunch of nonsense. Those are my thoughts. I think it's all a bunch of nonsense because obviously there is no definitive answer to this. There are no there is nothing definitive about it at the end of the day because it could go this way, it could be that way. It doesn't really matter what their opinions are because at the end of the day, it's more so what I like to judge people on is what they're actually doing. You're not really doing shit. So y'all just up here talking a bunch of shit. And I just think it's sad that yes, it's married man versus single man actually up here, or at least one, i.e. Granville, right? Supposedly, I'm not even sure if he's single right now. Ladies, y'all better check up on him. Y'all heard him talking about his money, right? Anyway, I'm just saying, but on a serious note, though, like, no, because it's not speaking to anything. None of this is hitting home. I'm sorry. It just sounds like a bunch of BS to me.
Okay.
I don't care how you look at it because unlikely, as much as he's in this relationship, right, and all this crap, right, but he's, I guess he's single because he's not married, right?
That's
But
what I'm
he
saying.
has, but you steady up here acting like you married. You always make sure that everybody knows, well, you got this relationship with this someone. You might as well be married, right? The way you're talking. But yet you're saying, oh, I'm single, I'm single, I'm single. Like, it's just a bunch of nonsense. I'm sorry. No,
When did
I'm
I
not
say I'm
buying it.
single? You
I'm
can't
not
put
buying it.
words in
But
my mouth.
that's okay because that's just my opinion. Thank you.
Whatever. She just want to
So,
argue.
but here's the thing. So, like when we're talking about married, I think we need. That's why I was saying this the other day that we got to start including the long lasting relationship because I feel like just because you don't have the documents to prove that you are married, it doesn't mean that you are not moving like a married couple. A lot of times, these long lasting relationships, because unlike Lee would call himself single, however, he's really moving more like a married man because he is coming home at night. We see him at home at nighttime. We don't see him at the bars at night every single Saturday and Sunday. He's most likely home hanging out with his shorty. And they building, they talking, they laughing, and they having a good time at home. And that's what we really are talking about. The people that's in long-lasting relationship, not just married, because I think that's the real issue. People have a problem with that word married. It is triggering in 2024. So I want to start referencing my talking points with just long-lasting relationship because not everybody want to have the legal system or the government in their relationship. So
exactly.
I think that's the real issue. I think that's the real issue that people like Lee is really having with these conversations. And also I want to go
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Lamar Black Attack with the 2 yen. Happy is God. Shout out to Natasha Vincent.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Gifted 5 memberships. I mean, we got 5 solution-based gangsters within the building. I appreciate every last one. That means we are only dealing in the truth for 2024 and beyond. Thank you to Natasha. Also, we have Adam Chain. Ain't scared of heart attacks, cancer, or dying. So he said he's staying single until he get cancer and die of a heart attack. He is wild. Also, we have
about to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
We got the beautiful blonde wig wearing big booty sugar bum. Most married men are annoying. I feel bad for their wives. Most of the wives, even though we might be annoying to them, we are absolutely lovely.
She might be right about that, though. We probably are annoying.
Like, yeah, they ain't going nowhere though. So
that part.
I am definitely.
If we're annoying, what are they?
Exactly.
Annoying.
We don't want to talk about
and
that.
that's one thing I would like to talk about. I would like to touch on real quick, if you don't mind, Sharon.
No, I do not mind.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Darren Long, Sip Nation. He is now a solution-based gangster, and he's only dealing in the truth for 2024 and beyond. Salute to you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Go ahead. Happy.
I just wanted to touch on that when I first got up because you guys were talking about it, like the basketball players, the different athletes, and things like that, or whatever, right? And the thing about that is, okay, one minute you're talking about them like, oh my gosh, they're so young, and they're dealing with these older models or whatever, and they have children and this and this and that. And the third, y'all talk about their money, their status, when it's the other way around. But then when it's the woman, like you came to, like, oh well, the woman's making more money than the man. And Otis, that's when I jumped in one time. Otis was saying like about the women giving the man chances, and I'm like, that's usually the case. You get what I'm saying? Not for nothing. Me personally, I feel like 9 times out of the 10, I mean, whatever the man is saying, if she bought it, she bought it. She sold, she sold. But what made me upset when he mentioned right before that, he was like, oh well, just sell her the dream, meaning basically lied to her behind. You get what I'm saying? So that was conflicting within itself once he said that. And I'm just like, so how do you guys do it? Because one minute you're saying these young guys, right? Especially these celebrity guys and the all these athletes or whatever, they shouldn't get with these women that already have children, over the wall, all this crap or whatever. And then it's vice versa. Then Unlikely was like, oh well, yeah, they be all over the athletes. The athletes don't be choosing them. Like, stop it. It takes two to tango. I don't understand why you guys want to put everything on the woman. How is it the woman's fault? I'm not understanding it. But you claim they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that, they shouldn't do that. You say the young man shouldn't do it, you say the old man shouldn't do it, but hello, it's a panel full of married men. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all in long-lasting relationships, y'all building whatever, and y'all been going strong. It is what it is. Panel full of married men, and that's what y'all come to? Same people that was just a week ago talking about some, oh no, oh my gosh, Drea this and Drea that. She already has children and she's an old lady, blah, 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 blah. But y'all still would swear y'all would take her down and have any of y'all young boys take her down. Y'all gonna dap him up, right? So which one is it? I'm confused.
I don't know who said that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy shout out to
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Sugar Bump. Married men in my DMs wanna suck my toes.
Hey man, have them come up here, please.
Or at least have your toes come up here. Have your toes
Hell
on
no.
camera so we can see if they are suckable toes. God
She need to
damn
come
it.
up here. She talk a lot
I'm
of
glad I
shit.
never did nothing like that. I ain't never sucked a toe before. Yikes. That is
A
strange.
lot of y'all married niggas be in these girls' DMs in this space. A lot of y'all. A lot.
I just think
Granville.
I think it's strange to suck
man.
on toes.
Who the hell said that shit? Who was just mocking me? You fucker. What the fuck?
Jesus.
She mad because that shit sounds just like her. That's why.
Nah, that didn't sound like me, but that shit was funny though. Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. I almost choked just now. I wanted to slap you. That's why I said it.
Oh man. So we are talking about attracting the type of man you want. So what is something that we could say that that women can do to start attracting the type of man they want? I say the number one of the things that they could do, right? Let's start getting into that conversation. One of the things that a woman can do is understand her own worth, I believe. All right. So before you can attract the type of man that you want, you must recognize your own value. You need to focus on your strength, your confidence, and your self-worth to radiate productive energy out there so you can attract the kind of partner that you are. And that's why these things got to start with yourself. And it's go both ways. That's both genders. You have to build with yourself first, know what you are worth, and then be that person that you want to be.
Right.
If anybody disagree with that's what women need to do.
Right. Starts with the woman.
I
and
agree.
that's a good thing.
I agree 100%.
It's not a negative thing.
I think that's the issue a little bit kind of on both sides, right? Men are kind of putting thinking that they deserve like a higher caliber of women. And yeah, I don't want to really chime in. You said that perfectly.
Awesome. PhD, but do you disagree with anything I just said about the woman needs to find her self-worth first so she could go ahead and be that and radiate that productive energy so she could be inviting men in the type of man she wants. PhD, but you're on mute if you are there. All right, so we could move along to another point. So let's get so that's one point that you got to be right. So what's another point?
Wait, what about me?
You
Can I answer? I'm a woman.
Do you disagree?
I disagree. Yes, I do, because that's two men that just said that crap. No, and it was Otis and Unlikely that said that crap. Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, no, I don't disagree with what you said, Sharon, as far as the woman should know whatever. So what? Everybody should know their worth at the end of the day. That has nothing to do with it. It's
Stay on topic, please, Happy.
I am on topic, Otis. Unlike you, sweetie. See, there you go. You see, well, wait a minute. Siobhan, I'm not gonna get sucked into his foolery now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because I was talking when you were talking. I didn't cut you off, sir. You see what I'm talking about? But they swear up and down it's Happy. No, you're mad. Take your hat off. Cool down a little bit, Baldy. Stop playing. The hell wrong with you?
I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Happy.
No, because y'all just said it. Yes, because I'm sticking to the plan. I'm sticking to the topic.
Crap. Like,
you know what? Here we go. Now they want to say. Now you want to say something. Like,
I'm just
look how late you are. Like, so Siobhan, you're not even gonna stop them. I can't even talk because these men just keep jumping in. You see what I'm talking about? Because I just want to blame the women, and I'm supposed to be up here. I'm taking the heat. Nah, baby, listen, I'm cool. Because I'm a married woman. See, and that's the problem. And I think that's what people don't understand right there is that they think I'm supposed to give a crap about what these married men think. I'm a married baby. I have my spouse. I'm cool.
Happy, go ahead and talk to your point. Go ahead.
Okay. Now that we got that out the way, leave that trash alone. You see them two men out there married or not? Look. When you see them, don't even, baby, nah, tell your husband, nah, we can't shake hands with them. Absolutely not. Next. Since they want to go there.
Don't respond, Otis. Don't respond. Just let it.
No, we can't respond because at the end of the day, you're wrong. If I don't agree, I don't agree. You cannot make somebody agree with you, and that's the both of y'all problem right there. Y'all not adults. Because at the end of the day, everybody doesn't have to agree with you, sweetie. If you haven't learned that by now.
Perfect.
If you don't know it by now. Baby, Otis, you in the wrong field.
All right, now let him say what we say uninterrupted as much as you possibly can. Go ahead, Otis.
With all due respect, Happy, I think you missed the first part of what I said. What I said was, it does.
I'm not done because you jumped in. Thank you very much. So you cannot bring me back up. Don't do it. He just said, "Leave me alone."
Talk to her, bro.
Because y'all both jumped in and y'all never let me talk and say what I
etiquette, Otis. Come on,
because y'all wanted to turn it on y'all. So y'all wanted it to turn on y'all. So now I'm speaking. All right, and it's your goal. It doesn't feel good, does it? You see what I'm saying?
Perfect.
Just leave it alone. He said, "Leave it alone." Siobhan said, "Leave it alone." Leave it alone.
All right.
Next.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so let's try to come up with a second. So what is something else a woman can do she needs to cultivate a positive mindset, right? So she need to have positive energy drawn in the partner who is right for her. So if she's not focusing on being positive and productive, so when she is walking around and she see a potential mate and they make eye contact, something as simple as we know, a smile to let that man know that you have some kind of interest in him is perfectly fine. Something is that simple as that. What is your thoughts on that? She shall be making a difference. So I guess it's all good. So everybody believe that as well? What up, Darlon? Hey.
I believe that
Why should walk up and shoot her shot?
Okay, that's a great point. All right, so let's have a conversation about that. So you saying why the woman should not go up and shoot her shot. I think the reason why most men are not accepting that because it seems a little too aggressive. Most men want to feel that positivity and go up to a woman and know that he earned that woman by talking and being who he is as a man and let his masculinity exude. If a woman is coming towards him being aggressive and all these things, they would deem this woman masculine most of the time.
You know what, Sharon? I will say that might be true. You know, true in some cases. It's not true in all cases. You married in real life, just like me, most of the people on the panel. When you ask, and you know, you just have these conversations with people, how did y'all meet? You'll get a fair amount of women saying that they had to holler at him. They'd be like, I was giving this dodo signals all over the damn place. He won't picking up on it. You know, I just had to let him know, look, man, I'm trying to be your girl. I need you to take me out, whoop-de-whoop. So sometimes men just don't pick up those signals. I happen to be one of those men. I've always been extremely polite. So I never wanted to assume anything. Yeah, so my wife is actually my ex-girlfriend, right? So she had to basically show up. I lived in Houston already. She had to bring herself like, look, I'm taking a flight out there and I'd like to see you. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay. She's really serious. She's trying to get back together. So yeah, women can give a nudge. Women can absolutely give a little nudge. Hey, fool, I'm still feeling you. And not all dudes are going to take that as, aggression.
Right.
So Trigger Mike, did you find your wife or did your wife find you, Trigger Mike? Did you find your wife or did your wife find you?
In the beginning?
Yes.
I met her. She was looking for a job, and I was the bar manager at Allen Iverson's mom's restaurant / club. And I thought she was pretty as hell, so of course I gave her a job as a waitress.
So you found her, right? So you found her. So what that stays true.
Yeah, I asked her.
The wife finds a good thing.
Yeah.
Damn.
There you go.
Shout out to Sugar Bomb. The wives down bad. Y'all don't even eat pussycat. So all the married men that are here, if you want to indulge, do y'all eat pussycat?
Of course.
Of course.
Listen. My wife
Trigger
is my
Mike?
muse.
Trigger Mike?
None of y'all business anyway, but I do. Shit.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm sorry.
So, Sugar Bum, you are wrong. Most men.
Your face, Sugar Bum, instead of them 199s, which I'm pretty sure he definitely appreciates. So we appreciate it. But show your face. You talk a lot of shit. Come up here. I want to see you so bad.
Leave Sugar Bum alone, babes. Thank you.
So it is what it is. So the men are out here. They are very healthy in more than ways than just the kitchen. Hey, listen, y'all better be careful. Y'all single men out there that's doing it, you better be careful. That's how y'all getting throat cancer.
Can I just say
definitely.
Something? Okay, go ahead. Can I say something real quick? Hey, Sharon, I do mean, I want to say this, and I do mean this from the bottom of my heart. For real, I'm so serious. Me and we up here, we having fun. We having a great conversation. And women, don't take this the wrong way. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It does start with you. It starts with you. It starts with you. You got it between your legs, and it's up to you to give it up to who you want to give it up to. That's how much power that you have. You could choose the right man. You could wait for that man to open the door for you, to say the right things, speak to you the way you want to be spoken to, as long as your priorities are straight. Don't be that type of chick that say, no, you can't take me to Applebee's or California's Pizza, whatever. I'm not talking about those type of women. I'm talking about the real women. Know your true worth. Know your worth. And I do mean that. If you're selling it for anything less than that, honestly, that's your fault, because a man is going to be a man. We're going to knock down whatever that come across us. But we're going to marry the woman. We're going to take care of the woman, but we're going to knock down whatever come across us. That's what men do, unfortunately. And women do the same thing. So know your worth. And I'm done with that.
But Otis,
I want to build
you can't talk out of both sides of your mouth, though. You know what I'm saying?
How did I just talk out of both sides of my mouth? I knew you was going to say something, Captain Save him. I knew you was going to say something.
Let me elaborate if you don't mind. So
okay, and don't put words in my mouth.
When I hear you say, woman, it starts with you, what that confers to me and to the woman on the panel and to the woman
speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, sir. Yourself. What it refers to you.
That's what I'm saying. Just calm down a little bit, man.
I'm good, brother. Just
And
how I
I'm
talk.
about to
Stop
listen.
it.
I'm about to put Happy and PhD to put you in that headlock again if you don't calm down.
I'm good, man. Come on, I already took my blood pressure medicine. I'm good. Come on. But just refer to you. Don't talk
You
for the
might
women.
need to take that hat off again. Get ready.
So you said that woman, it starts with you, right? So basically what I'm hearing is you're conceding your leadership to the woman. So you got to make up your mind. Do you want men to be the leaders or do you want women to be the leaders? Because if you want the men to be the leaders, then what you got to be pretty much putting out there is men. It starts with us. And I concede my time right there.
I would like to respond to that. No, I'm not saying that. I like what you said. I put myself in your shoes and your perspective is not, no. What I'm saying is this. I already know it's a prerequisite. It's a prerequisite that, of course, the man has to come correct out the gate. I'm already making the assumption and presuming that I'm coming correct. I'm being honest. So let's start there. Also, too, me coming correct, knowing that I know what a woman is and I know what a 304 is. For lack of a conversation, just to have the two contrasts. I know if I'm going out with someone and that woman is beating me to the door and she grabbing on the door handle and she's not waiting on me to open the door for her, I know 9 times out of 10 she's not the one. 9 times out of 10. Now, if I like her, I might try to teach her and show her the etiquette to let her know that's how I move. But I'm looking for someone who already knows the etiquette. That's all I'm saying. So we're saying the same thing. But of course, that man has to come correct out the gate. I'm not talking about the gentlemen who still have their pants sagging. And that's where I think I lead by example. You know how many times, with all due respect, and I'm telling the truth, it just happened this weekend. You know how many times that someone sees me open up the door for my wife and they say, wow, I haven't seen that in a while. That makes me feel good. But that's standard for me. But a lot of people don't do that. That's what I'm talking about. I lead by example. So that goes without saying. So we're saying the same thing. And I land my plane.
So you agree with me, Otis? You should have said it starts with the man and not it starts with the woman. So Happy, go ahead, go at him.
No, I just wanted to say one thing. So when I just said that right before Brownsville just said the same exact thing, when you mentioned that it starts with the woman, that's what I first started with a little while ago. And you went to clean the fuck off. Thank you, Brownsville. I appreciate you, sir.
And
no
before
problem, Queen, we're gonna get them together one way or another.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
shout out to Sugar Bum with the 199. Otis is from 1864. He too old to be crying online. Goddamn, 1864. Shout out to Sugar Bum. She is a mess. So let's go to, I want to build on what Otis was just saying. So the number 3 thing, I think that's what we are to. We are to number 3. The number 3 thing that you can do to be attractive to the type of man that you want is, I believe, you should set boundaries. I think boundaries.
Can I add one thing, Sharon, please?
You're going to have to wait until I finish talking. You got to set boundaries.
I'm talking about the last topic. The last part, not this number 3 part.
What's going on?
No, to the last part, not to the
This is crazy to me. I don't understand why I'm talking. I'm confused. Is it a reason why you interrupted me while I was talking?
No, I asked, can I add to the last part before, because you say you were moving on to thing number 3. I said, can I add one more thing really quickly?
No.
I asked you that. Okay.
I'm talking, goddammit. Shit. I don't know why y'all just want to interrupt me.
Oh, Lord. Come on. I'm mute.
Ah.
It's that New York shit. That's what I'm talking about, though.
Go ahead, Happy. Please, go ahead. Go ahead, Happy. Go ahead. Do your thing.
No, because I just wanted to get on Otis real quickly. First of all, I want to say, y'all need to get them likes up, okay? Y'all need to get the likes up, get the likes up, get the likes up, baby. We like 19 more likes. Like, baby, put them likes up, throw them likes up. I know y'all entertained. And I also wanted to say the part about, what's his name? Otis, because you mentioned about, oh yeah, you open the door, you do this and all of that. Listen, ladies, that right there, when he mentioned that earlier, that's the part I wanted to get on. When he mentioned that earlier, right there, let me tell you something. And also keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. Just because a man does that does not mean he's serious about you. It does not mean, oh yeah, this is gonna work out, this is gonna be cool, da 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 da. That does not mean open your legs for the motherfucker. I just wanted to add that, ladies. And thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you. Tip your host, y'all. Tip your host. Thank you.
Shout out to that. So I wanted to build on setting boundaries is where I was at. That's what Otis had hinted on his last comment. That's what I think he was really talking about. Setting boundaries. I think boundaries are essential in a relationship by setting clear boundaries and communicating your needs. You will attract a man who respects you and your values and your desires, in my opinion. So you got to be authentically yourself. Do not bring a representative. Be who you are. Explain to that man what you want from him. And then he will respect what you want, and if he's willing to give that thing. So I think people in general, but the ladies, you have to be true to yourself and your values and your desires. So if you want a man making a certain amount of money and all these things that you want, bags, blah, 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 you need to be upfront and honest from the gate. Not wait until later on, 3 months later, to say, oh, I thought you was going to provide this for me, and he didn't have any clue or idea what you wanted. What is your thoughts, anybody, on setting those type of boundaries to the man? Go ahead, Darryl Long.
No, I agree. I think that men and women should be more honest. And when they are more honest and upfront about their intentions, they'll get the results that they desire. I think oftentimes in these spaces, people don't have the results that they really want because they're being disingenuous and and their lifestyle reflected, their results reflected. Myself, Otis, Sharon, Trigger Mike, Brownsville, we all have people in our lives that love us every single day. And they can vouch for us and vouch for our leadership and the value that we bring to their lives. I just think that, like we said earlier, Otis, some men, on the flip side of them not being loved and respected, they don't get treated with enough recognition, right? When you wake up and your wife tell you, that you being a good husband, that feels good. It feels good to know that your hard work is paying off. And I think for some of these men, the inevitable getting older and then dying alone is getting closer and closer day by day for them. And if you're honest, like to Sharon's point, you might get somebody that you can fall in love with and spend the rest of your life with, or you might die alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Sharon, can I just say this real quick? What Darryl just said, and I want people to get this part. I promise you. Just this morning, when I get my cup of coffee every morning, it was a note on the top of the coffee maker that simply says, no sugar in your coffee. Because we're going this health kick. Now, if I was by myself, living single, of course, I know I'm on a health kick and I know I don't need sugar in my coffee. But to have the significant other, the other person that loves you and knows you and know you don't need that, she don't have to say it. She didn't have to do that at all. But just the fact that she thought before me, put it on the coffee machine just to say, hey, no sugar. That's what we're talking about. That's what marriage is. That's that extra that we can't put or quantitate the value for. That's what that is. It feels better to die with that than to be at home dying in your rocking chair alone. That's all I'm saying.
That balance. That's that beautiful balance that we was trying to explain to Lee and Granville.
Exactly.
We got to do a better job of explaining that, because that's essential. Like Darryl Long said, it's the little things. Waking up in the morning and you got somebody rocking with you, somebody to love on, somebody to kiss on, somebody that's giving you encouraging words and that's telling you, go out there in the world, go get it. I believe in you. I trust in you. Like, every man needs that. You know what I'm saying? And the men that don't have it, they're trying to get it. And if they failing, that's when they're falling for those vices, those negative energies that's going to bring them down, right? We
Alcohol,
all
sex,
need that
drugs.
balance.
Yeah. So let me give I gotta join the married gang right now in this call. Y'all know what we're talking about, and this is something that's really killing our society right now. You're talking about an emotional need. All right. So I'm not talking to any women in the chat. They don't listen anyway. I'm talking like, let's say my sisters. I have to tell them that I don't care what issues you're currently having with men, you have an emotional need for us. Men, it's going to be delayed. You think because our emotional makeup is the way that it is that we don't have an emotional need for women, and that's a lie. Have you ever seen a boy who didn't have his mom in his life? We always talking about daddy issues, my nigga. Have you ever seen mommy issues? That shit is real. Men have an emotional need for nurturing, care, comfort, support. We have it. All right. You need that. And everybody's trying to put it off like, nah, I'm good. I'm all right. Nah, you're not going to be all right. Exercise a little bit of foresight and understand that it's a need for us as human beings.
Anybody got any pushback?
Nah, that was perfect. I want to see what Lee and Granville think about that.
Well, Lee driving right now, so he probably can't talk. Granville, he didn't say anything, so I'm guessing he's all good with what's saying because he will let it be known if it's the opposite of what he thinks. So that make me think of this as another attribute that I think people should do. Women should install if they want to attract a certain type of man. They should practice self-care, right? So that's perfect that we talking about that. So this is what it brought into my mind. So taking care of yourself is crucial when it comes to attracting a man. Prioritize self-care, whether that is through exercise, relaxation, pursuing your passions. A happy and fulfilled individual. A happy and a fulfilled individual is more likely to attract a partner who values them. So this is the things that we got to implement in our life. So when you are being self-aware and have self-care within yourself, all right, running, you're going to find another running partner that's going to run with you. They're going to be healthy as well. And they're going to appreciate you being healthy and eating healthy and putting notes on the goddamn coffee and saying no sugar because we attempted to be healthier. They're going to appreciate you being so healthy mentally and physically. These are things that you got to be if you want a great value man. Do anybody disagree with that? Get happy.
I gotta say yes and no real quick because we don't want great value. That's Walmart brand.
Yeah, I'm about to say the same thing, nigga. That's Walmart knockoff brand, bro. A great value, man. Sure, that's what you think.
That's why we here, Grammy. That's why we here. Hell no.
See, this is the problem. This is a problem. Y'all don't want to admit that. Say Walmart is average clothes. It's okay to be a great value. It's all good. It's a great value. Appreciate great value because it's going to appreciate you.
Okay, but y'all love to say that as men, saying that to the woman. Okay, but y'all don't really like to see that the other way. I mean, and yeah, because
talk about my point, not about what is. I want to talk about that.
Okay,
point.
Now I'm talking about your point right now.
We gotta love the average great value man. It is okay to love that man. He needs love and affection.
I agreed with that, Sharon. You trying to argue too. You can't talk about
that young man that has all that great value.
I see you. Take them blindfolds off, baby. This is happy, baby. I ain't changing, baby.
If I don't stop talking, she ain't gonna stop talking either. It's just how it goes. It don't matter. As long as I keep going, she gonna keep going. It is absolutely amazing. It doesn't matter. I want to talk too, God damn it. I want to talk on my own. Thank you, I want to talk on my own show too. Shit. Show me some goddamn value.
What's wrong with a guy? What's wrong with
So I'm assuming nobody disagrees with a great value man. That those are average men and they appreciate certain things and they appreciate women that is healthy, exercising.
Come on, married men. Call Superman great value. Come on.
Okay, now what about y'all being some great value women? First of all, that's wrong.
hold on, Happy. I want to have a conversation with Granville. What is wrong
Yeah,
with
that's
having
okay.
value that is great?
Wait,
No,
hold on.
you
Yeah.
said great value.
Stop the
Sharon,
bullshit. Sharon.
do you even shop at Walmart, Sharon?
I just want to know what's wrong with. I didn't.
Sharon,
No, I
do you
didn't.
even shop at Walmart?
Granny got him. That's what I'm talking about. Because this ain't the
I
first
do.
time.
I buy my underwear and socks from Walmart.
But what I'm saying is, Otis, would you call men great values? The single average men out here great value? Would you call them that?
The single, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't
Come on.
classify. I wouldn't classify it as that. No, I wouldn't.
So are we
What-
saying
what-
that
what
single?
about-
So, hold on, Granville. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure you. Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm clear to what you were saying because I don't shop at Walmart, so I didn't know it was a disdain for these two words that's together. Are you saying that single men do not have a great value?
Man, he being disingenuous. Look at his face when he said that shit. He lying like shit.
That's not what I'm saying, Sharon. You just call
You
single
would never
men
put those two
great
words
value.
together.
When everybody and their mama knows the great value brand is the Walmart brand, which
And what's
people
wrong?
necessarily
I
don't
say
buy
so.
unless
Is it
you
so?
want.
Now my question is: isn't Walmart the average?
Walmart
Nah, don't even do that. Don't even do that. Well, nah, motherfucker. You know damn well, motherfuckers ain't
Walmart.
nah. Hell
Wait.
no.
So what are high
Ain't no
value?
discussions about Walmart
Hold on,
products,
y'all. Hold
bro.
on. So what are high
You
value men?
tried it.
Target?
Listen,
High value men
I
are
don't give a
Target.
fuck
Is that
if
what you're
me
saying?
and Granny
let him
against
out
the
like
word
that.
up here. What's
Don't
up?
even let him out there like that, Trigger, because you can still go to Walmart. You can still go to Walmart and get value brands, and you can actually get high-end items at Walmart.
Thank you.
Especially on the .com on the website.
But what
Thank
you
you.
said, Sharon, is a specified difference in Walmart because you have the regular, you have household brands in Walmart, and you have the knockoff brands, which is
So,
great value.
And you gotta understand the great value is just the food, right,
hold on,
Granville?
Happy. That doesn't mean that you just talk out of turn. We having a conversation, Happy. So what I'm saying this, Granville. So if a Sony TV that was $300 and now it's on great value, now it's worth. Now you could pay
Not on great
$250.
value. It's a Sony. It's a Sony. It's not great value. It's not a Walmart
I got you.
knockoff.
I didn't know that, so that's my apologies. But I was not trying to throw no.
But if I went in there and I wanted to get Dole peaches, everyone knows Dole peaches. Maybe you like Dole peaches, Sharon. But if I didn't have the money to get Dole peaches, I would get the great value brand from Walmart because normally it's 35 to 40% cheaper than the Dole peaches.
Now
But
my
everyone
question is,
knows
all right, so
You don't have money.
so
for
my
gold.
question is to you: are those peaches?
I'm
Do
just
those
making an
peaches?
example, Trigger
All right,
Mike.
so my pictures. All right,
got bigger
so that's just an
problems.
example. So my question to you: do those peaches taste different? Is one sweeter than the other?
They can, yes.
So which one would you rather buy, the great value one, or do you just want the prestige name of the Dole on the peach?
I want a bitch to slurp me up like a can of Dole peaches, not a great value.
Goddamn! All I'm saying was that I
don't
don't.
Nobody wants
I don't want to be a great
average.
value, sir. I don't want to be a great value. I'd just rather be a Dole.
Y'all want to be smoking no mid weed, do y'all?
Okay,
No.
see, this is what I'm talking about, Happy. You just blurting things out. You got Tourette's sometimes. You just blurting stuff out. Shit. I don't want you to blurt stuff out.
Nah, y'all trying to play Granville. Nobody want no great value weed.
Smart, you made a good point. So if I go by your logic, correct?
Right.
The great value peaches and the Dole peaches, they may in fact taste the same, right?
Thank you.
It's just one may be cheaper than the other. So by your logic with that, Sharon, women should be procuring the $40,000 man out here.
Absolutely.
Because he has the potential to be better.
That's what I was about to say.
See, y'all don't even realize that. Y'all don't even realize that I'm on y'all side. Y'all do not even realize. Y'all do not realize I'm on y'all side. Y'all just want to argue and not listen to my actual words.
I promise no
You gotta
argument. I
listen to my
object,
words
Your Honor.
and stop trying to argue with me per se. I got one
Sharon,
more.
that means
Let's
you
go
were
with
full of
one more
shit
because we are
earlier
two.
talking about a man can't take care of a wife and children on $40,000. He still has the potential there. He's just at $40,000. So what you said
Hey,
earlier was
you see, that's what I'm saying. Get him.
God damn it! Shit, just stop blurting things out. Shit, it hurts my head when you just blurt things out. Let the person finish talking. Shit, we cannot just let's hear each other. We cannot hear each other when we just blurting shit out. God have mercy. So my next question is, so my next thing is this. I think this is going to be the last one, is because since the Dole peach and the Great Value peach might taste the same, I think people need to be authentic. Authentically is attractive. Authenticity is attractive.
Is it?
Yes. What the fuck? I'm talking. I don't understand. I'm talking. Jesus fucking Christ.
So by your logic, Sharon, yes. I get what you're saying. There's no problem with Great Value brand, which is the Walmart brand, but at the same time to come out and say that when we know Great Value brand and Walmart has a negative incantation, because the married men side-eyed when you said that on the panel.
Connotation. Oh my incantation.
Connotation. I'm sorry.
Sound like you're a witch. Incantation.
I'm sorry. It's my fourth grade bandit. I'm actually trying to have the conversation for once, so I'm kind of nervous. Sharon, I don't want to be labeled a Great Value.
Why not?
Because
why you don't want to be labeled average?
Because
this is the
it's
problem.
Labeled as that's Great Value isn't average. Bro.
So
maybe if you went to Great Value isn't average. I would say Dole is average. Now, if you wanted to go to sparkling,
no.
Listen. Have you ever went to Whole Foods? They have sparkling peaches, canned peaches, which are like $10 a fucking box for only
he's
different
right.
tiers.
He's right.
There's different tiers, sir. Dole is the average. I would want to be a Dole. I don't have to be a sparkling peach. I'll be a Dole, but I'm not going to be a Great Value canned peach. I'm not going to be that.
So now, if I would have said like we gotta accept Great Value women, would you accept that? And say that women
we have
are
to accept Great Value women?
Yeah, that you gotta accept.
I wouldn't want. Women. Okay, but I'm pretty fair and even when I'm on YouTube. I don't want women labeled as Great Value anyway.
Look at what he's saying though, y'all. He's saying so Dole and all these are name brands. So Great Value is an off brand, right? Think about it. Bargain brand, off brand. That's another way of saying Great Value. So
but can I jump in?
Bargain brand women. That's what he's saying.
Trigger Mike, I just want to say this. Trigger Mike, before you move on, all I want to say is that just because it's off brand doesn't mean that the quality is different. Go ahead, Trigger Mike.
But it usually actually it can mean that. Let me say that. It can mean that. Yes, it can. Because think about it. Hold up. Hold on. They have to cut. Think about it. They got to cut corners to give you the lower price.
No, that's not true.
No,
that's not true. Hold on. So here's the problem. Here's the problem that most of y'all not understanding. The same cotton that Fruit of the Loom is the same cotton that goddamn Gucci has. It's really all about branding. That's the only difference. Yeah, and the problem is y'all so caught up. Y'all so caught up. This is the real problem that most people are caught up into what things look like in optics instead of dealing with what is the real issue. So this is why average men cannot be with average women, because they want to put brands on them to make it seem like they are something that they are not. You are still just a fucking 100% cotton t-shirt. I don't give a fuck who you think you are. That's all you are. But you put this brand on it, all of a sudden you're worth $300. No, this is the issue that we have in average people.
So, Mr. Sharon,
isn't what something is worth is what someone's willing to pay for it?
Yeah, but Trigger, watch this, Trigger. So in that instance, single men like me aren't necessarily different than married men like you. We can be able to procure the same investments, properties, and all that. By that logic you just said, we can come out on top just as good as a married man in this world and never be married, never have children, never have that spouse. By that logic you just said.
Awesome. I believe so. I think that is great. Shout out to everybody that's here. We got
I got the fucking dub. Boy. I got the fucking dub. Cook your ass, nigga. Cook your fucking ass, boy. Got cooked, nigga.
What it do? We are at the 3 hour mark. So we'll do this again, maybe later on today, definitely tomorrow, 9 a.m. Thank you for everybody that's here. Make sure you hit a comment after the show is over. Hit a like, hit a $1 Cash App, or a super chat before we end the show. We got 30 seconds. Yes. I appreciate all 178 of y'all that is watching the show. And if you're appreciating the show, you want to extend the show, you're going to have to start supporting great content. That is simple as that. So we need 178 of y'all sending $1 bills or $2 bills in the air right now. You got 30 seconds. But it is what it is. I appreciate every last one of you. God damn, we had a good show today. But let's keep on building the way how we build. As build is playing while we fly. Put the airplanes in the sky right now. Put some airplanes in the chat. Become a member. And we'll see y'all mañana, 9 a.m. ish. Solution Based Gang. We here to rebel against remedial rhetoric.